he's wanting to do with his character.
Yep.
I mean, I was just gonna carry him in evil form if he's not here. But if he's got something else planned, that's fine.
Yeah, he gave me explicit instructions to annoy Bob with.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him up when he comes back. I know what he's doing now. Fair enough. I will live with it. What's a ramble or preamble gonna be this week?
Not sure. I mean, we could talk about the sub, but everyone's talking about the sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think something more original.
Yeah.
Has
Uh,
anyone been looking at the 40k stuff that came out?
no.
Well, comes out tomorrow.
Well, I mean, most of the stuff's out already for 10th edition.
Oh yeah, all that stuff. So I have pre-ordered a box from my friendly local gaming store, and I am going out tomorrow to pick it up.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking of going tomorrow and picking some stuff up as well. But yeah, I'm going live on my end now.
Is there any cool stuff coming out?
It's mostly just all the new 10th edition rules, so...
Yeah.
And Leviathan's coming out?
Yeah, the big
Today?
Leviathan box is out tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? I couldn't remember if it was out today or tomorrow.
That
I would
what
already
you're
have it if it was out today.
Yeah, which has his nice, shiny new Terminators, which is honestly, in my opinion, the coolest bit. I love the Scream Killer, but the Terminators is...
Nah, it's the psychophage for me. Just
That's
big
a
psychic
gorgeous
eating
thing.
bug.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, my army's already had all its little releases recently, so I'm gonna be waiting a while for its stuff. But I am probably gonna go out and grab probably Khan. Honestly.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to collect the physical army for years, and it's like, well, my driving lessons are coming to an end soon. So hopefully they're coming to an end soon, I should say.
Yeah.
Next week is hell.
Mhm.
Wait, you guys are gonna be pretty much the first people to find out if I pass or fail, by the way.
Alright.
My
And then you
test
can
is
drive.
on Friday.
And then you
Test-
can drive your friends to LARP.
Yeah, if only any of them lived close enough. I'm not
I
going.
don't think we can. I don't think we can pay you enough to come up here.
What, you mean take my 45-minute drive to a like 4-hour, like actually probably 8-hour
8-hour round trip.
No, you're not. We're getting into like 6-figure digits for how much it costs.
Nah, I'll get the train.
Yeah.
So I might be bringing someone next year for at least maybe the the gaff. One of the guys from work.
Another one,
He-
nice.
Not really going to be there for the game, but more for the sort of bardy stuff, because he's a bit more.
It's still a game.
He's more of a hippie sort of traveler, sort of likes music and stuff like that. And I've told him a bit about it and think he'd enjoy at least some of the musical bardy stuff there.
It's fine. It's still part of the game.
And also, I think he was.
You know, not everything has to be about violence, you know?
Yeah, only the stuff I do has to do with it. Everything has to be about
Scarecrow
violence.
wants to play a scarecrow. I don't know how easily we can do that.
Umbral.
Umbral. Fair enough. Hey, if you can tell me a race to give him that he can be a scarecrow, I'm sure he'd enjoy it.
Yeah, Umbral. Scarecrow. Umbral is the other category. If it's weird, it's probably an Umbral.
Yeah. Oh, it's
But specifically, if you want to go more honest than that. You could. It would be weird because it technically would be a golem.
Hmm.
So I think, despite it being not in any way made of minerals, I think all golems are minerals.
Mm.
A struggle.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my thought was, because straw golems are basically just scarecrows. So
Alrighty, should we get into some D&D and Gwen can just pop in whenever Gwen pops in.
yeah, I think
suppose
so.
Let's change scene.
Let's see which one I grab it. Let's grab this and this. Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and all individuals, to another wonderful session of Alterra, episode 66, One for All, part 2.
Woo!
Mhm.
Our players and characters have finally gotten into Gauntlet's Rise. As we shift over to the leveling map. And have finally made it up to level 2. And if their progress to level 2 is any indication of how long this arc might take, I might have just bought myself 4 weeks of content.
Yep, you're sorted. You are sorted, I think.
At least 8 weeks of content.
I think
Oh,
you're
God.
sorted up until like LARP. Probably
Yeah.
with this.
And what's funny is I don't actually remember if I said that there is a prize for this, other than you get a challenge the reigning victor.
Yeah.
I think you said there was a like amount of money, but it's probably nothing quite crazy.
I mean, if it lasts four sessions, I feel like I have to put some form of reward up if you win.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess I'll figure that out later.
100 gold and a coupon.
Coupon for a free burger.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting access to the leader of the rebellion and a chance to gain even more notoriety. I feel like that's enough for you guys.
Yeah, as long as two of us are very good at talking to said leader.
We'll see.
Luckily, as the DM, all I have to do is provide you the access. It doesn't actually matter how you use that access. You can waste it for all I care.
Yay.
I gave the players a gaming experience. How they choose to play is always up to them.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna waste it.
Note of advice for all GMs watching this, or all future wannabe GMs watching this. The trick is to not plan anything on your
Yep.
players doing anything.
Yeah.
That way, your plans can't get diverted if you just don't have plans to begin
Yep.
with.
Can confirm. This is how it works.
Players are
Just
very good at railroading your schemes, ideas, and everything in between.
just build the world. The players will mess it up and figure out something.
Build the world, they'll destroy it somehow.
Yep.
A couple powerful NPCs everywhere. Eventually, they'll make one of them their arch nemesis.
Yep.
How many have we made an arch nemesis of? I don't know.
At least 5.
2, I think.
Yeah, I
So
know. I know. Cross and Bones hate you because you stole all their fucking shit.
The Amethyst Knights hate at least me because I gave him severe digestive problems.
Hmm.
Yeah. The only
And-
king definitely hates
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Probably more.
It's alright, we're
The-
gonna deal with him.
The princess of the Oni, who's like probably a demon.
Yeah, the Fire Princess probably hates us.
I don't know.
We stole
You
her
did
life.
steal
a
her
bit-
ship.
We did steal her ship and murder a bodyguard.
But they were seeming indifferent annoyed, so
She might
might
just be
think-
annoyed. She might just be irritated at us more than actually arch nemesis.
She is an elemental, and she had a preference for Noids, but in the way that somebody has a preference for pets.
yeah.
Is
The
it-
pet stole the ship.
It was like she might be more annoyed at us. She's definitely at least annoyed.
Yes.
I mean, I guess if you really like corgis and then corgis stole your car, you'd be mildly impressed.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's
You might be a little bit annoyed, but come on, they stole your car. That's pretty impressive.
yeah.
Who knew they had it in them?
Exactly. That's why I'd say more
We did.
irritated.
How did this girl
Bad.
fit in the elevator?
No
Yeah,
bother.
It's like, wait, it's the moment of, wait, that's my car! Just watches it drive away with, like, a penguin at the front.
And then the shades fall down. And the music plays. Yeah!
The mean, all it's
there
made
is
me think
literally an
of-
enemies list on here. I feel like I should update this. I feel like there's some missing.
Yeah, I mean,
Junior,
the
obviously.
whole,
The Amethyst Knight, yes. Cross
Yeah.
the road, yes.
yeah, the whole.
Oh, yeah, there's those
princess
people.
thinking of us like pets is just the John Mulaney horse in the hospital sketch. The
Oh yeah,
horse
we
is
really
yours,
pissed off the Brotherhood of the Empress.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
that, I think a few of them have sworn eternal vengeance.
Oh, we already hate them as well. We're swearing vengeance on them. But it's
I think
mutual
one of
assured
them was a
destruction for
capitalist,
that
They
one.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've probably annoyed
It's-
the fire giants as well.
No, they're okay with us at the moment actually, because we essentially equip them with weapons of mass destruction
I mean,
and
yeah, but-
Give them
offering
crown
to
bit.
get them back a different weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah,
So
Crown piece.
we did
We gave
also
her-
steal like a bunch of shit from them as well. Then.
yeah, but nothing important.
Yeah, I feel like that pales in comparison to what you gave them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus we did kind of steal Mr. Brightside, not Mr. Brightside. What do we call him? Mr. Popular.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think honestly, I think they were happy.
I think
to
they
have him
want
go.
us to take
I
him
think they were
away.
happy to
They were
see him
keeping
go.
him in a box. He's.
Yeah.
I don't think
He
they
was
want.
a problem for them that I think they just didn't have the heart to kill.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
The nephew of someone.
Yeah.
Just looking at the ally side and going, okay. We got 2 warders in there.
Town.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should probably have what's his name on there. Our NPC companion from the other rebellion.
I don't. I think he's just using us as an amusement right now.
I know,
And
but I
the
don't
one-
think he's an enemy, and I think he's an I think he's an
He's n-
ally at this
He's
point.
neutral. I'd say neutral at best.
Yeah, I feel like he'd fall under also present.
Present.
Oh, we talk about the vampire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, he counts as an NPC ally. Well,
Hmm.
he counts as a party member.
All right.
He actually should be in party companions. I just haven't had this of yet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to climbing because we're gonna.
All right. Yes. Let's do a voice check, and everyone give me a sense of what you remember about last week's session. Alvina, go.
Howdy! I swam up a sand waterfall and kicked a monk in the gut. To jump to another level.
Joan's also not here. Wow, I really let this be out of date. Where's Joan somebody? Yep, very well. Dr. Zormir.
I ended the last session with a conversation about controlling a bunch of worms.
Nah, you did. Oh, there we go. There's Jones and Lucas now. Fuck you.
Fuck you tried to run up a sand shower and fell down, then turned into an eagle.
Being forced to use their resources straight away. The point, your number 1 fan.
I got a lot of snacks.
Oh yeah, you bought. You
One of
went. We'll
everything.
take the lot.
Mm.
One of everything.
At some
One
point,
of
Chris is gonna
everything.
add something to represent the dragons and angel as well, because we've got more pets.
You haven't got an angel yet.
We do.
It's a Angel the
Angel
Owlbear.
the owlbear.
Angel the Owl Bear. God, we probably should name them something else.
Yeah.
I'll think of a better name for Angel.
No, Angel's fine. I gotta.
We're gonna get another angel as well when that egg
I
finally
do have
hatches.
a celestial leg, yeah.
You have no idea what's in that egg.
No, I assume it's angelic in some way, you know.
It's a demigod.
So when that one hatches, we call it Owlbear, obviously.
That's pretty good.
Angel and
actually.
owlbear.
That's pretty good.
Oh God.
And the dragons, who I actually need to update their names. Ah, yeah, for those who can. See
They're
that.
on my character sheet if you need them.
There you go. They just gotta be number 1 to 5 for now. I'll update them later.
Yeah, they are numbered on my character sheet on allies and organizations. So when you get around to it, you can just do that.
Look at your ship's getting overcrowded. Look at all these individuals.
Yeah.
What a
They're having a meeting.
Alrighty. Yes. So, last week you guys passed the level 1, which appears to be composed predominantly of a dexterity and strength-based athletics checks to get over these sand pits and traps and up some crumbling pillars towards level 2, which appears to be a heat-exhausting arena with floating magma or hot magnetic magma rocks with metal ladders coming out of either direction, being able to rise you up to level 3, which appears to be a blanket of thick, crushing vines above you.
Mhm.
What's beyond that, who knows?
Lavina. But I can't remember, so.
That's pretty much what you see on the map anyway.
Yeah.
The Point and Zormir are up in the Premier VIP boxes where you have been given seats and an audience with Mr. Darkside himself, who seems to want some alone time to discuss with the party.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I believe, as Fuku mentioned, they were a large bird was carrying both Gwent and Lou Grim, and Alvina was making their way up the ladders and had gotten a good third of the way up, being a little bit frustrated of just the timing of the hovering and orbiting ladders.
Yep.
Alrighty then, where did we end? Whose turn did we end on?
On the point, apparently.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like the point. I think they were either asking something about Mr. Darkside or just eating snacks.
I think just eating snacks. I do have a.
I think
reaction.
I think
I
they
would
went.
like to
I'm gonna
go
be
down
honest.
that map, yeah.
I think the point ended on. I'm gonna be honest. I want to ask you something, but I've no idea what to ask you,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Remember we ended on me debating, or Mr. Darkside debating Zormir about what the primary motivations of the Giants were, and the fact that they would betray you if their bosses ordered it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As my mic was cutting out.
Also,
Yeah.
TR, you've literally
of
not
course.
missed anything yet.
You've missed the
No.
recap.
Hey, that's good. I was a menace to people on the street to get him back.
Yeah.
Christ.
Drive
Yeah.
down the pavement.
Driving on the curbs. Yeah.
Well,
Well, I just like I
cycling and
updated
yes.
the turn order. Yeah, because Fuku turned into an owl last round. I think we did end on Zormir. I just don't
It
think
was
the
an
turn order has
giant
been
eagle.
updated.
Giant eagle.
My God, would it be funny if he was an owl carrying a centaur? and a tiefling?
I mean, they've got
Alright, so
the
we're gonna-
strength score, don't they?
Hmm?
And now the
They're not that good. They're a tiny creature.
No, the giant owl.
Oh, the giant owl, baby.
I don't think the giant owl has the same strength score as
Is
the
it?
eagle
I
does.
thought they did.
They're pretty good, I think, actually.
I think they got close to, but I think what it's more pushing it when you actually carry two.
Mm.
Let's see.
13 rather than 14, I believe.
Yeah.
Music on in the background. Alright, I'm going to assume I didn't update the count. Oh, let's actually remove that.
Giant eagle.
Oh, rather than 16. Rather than 16.
Yeah, 16.
What's that? Oh, the strike for the owl.
Yeah,
the
just
eagle.
the giant owl versus the giant eagle. Yeah.
Alright, then we're going to start off with Lou at the top of the initiative. We're going to push this to round 4, because I believe you all have had 3 turns.
Probably,
Something
yeah.
like that. I mean, fuck you, just being flying.
In that case, as Fukyu, you are rising up. I believe you're halfway towards level 2, having just been forced to swoop down and catch Lugrim and Gwen, who was already near you. You are flying back up, and as Lugrim was casting darkness ahead of them to try and get some of the Rocketeers or aliens to crash into each other, but seeing that it hasn't quite worked as well as they want, the Rocketeer and aliens having passed their success, Lugrim is going to get frustrated and forget themselves, and they're going to say bugger this, and they are going to attempt to dimension door up higher than the Rocketeer. As Fuki, you can hear the casting of the arcane spell beneath you as Lugrim kind of shimmies out of your grip and launches himself through the dimension door, only for him to vanish from the arena and reappear, dropping into Zormir's lap.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You can all
Boom.
hear the announcer above. Oh, it's supposed to be announcer above. Oh, ladies and audience members, it seems one of the contestants has forgotten the golden rule and has been disqualified. It has teleported them to the nearest party member within the arena.
Yep.
As Lou just looking at Zormir's frustrated face. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oops.
Uh-huh.
Hi Zormir.
Go sit down over there. You can explain to them about the worm later.
Now the
Do you
question.
want a chocolate covered whatever this is?
That is the great question of Zormir. What were you doing? You were discussing with Mr. Darkside previous round, but were you eating? Were you in the process of having a snack? Did you have anything on your lap?
I had the thing that Darkseid ordered.
Yeah, the minstrels. The minstrels.
Yeah.
The minstrels. Well, the minstrels are now under Lou's ass, as he has fallen directly on top of them, and as he gets up, you can see the minstrels kind of spilling from the packaging. The packaging is like half stuck to their leather, but it's stuck so it's upside down. And as they get up, the minstrels just spill everywhere, all over the viewing box floor.
And they're covered in sand because Lou is like drowning in sand.
Yeah, there seems to be a bunch of sand now just all over your armor, Zormir. Some of it's already gotten like on your face, up your nose. No idea how. He arrived in a burst of
It's
sand.
in all the crevices of your armor.
Every
Yep.
single one.
It's cold and gritty and it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Mr.
I'm done
Darkseid
with them then.
Just coughs. Mr. Grimm, I see you've forgotten the rules of the tournament. Such a shame that your participation will no longer be possible. Please, why don't you have a seat? Order whatever you would like.
This one's particularly good.
Whatever he's eating at this
Yeah,
point.
whatever it is, I'm currently
It would be like a parsnip or something.
Yeah. Oh, parsnip snacks in a stadium would be great.
Yeah, that's kind of the.
Fried lotus fruit.
But as Lou gets awkwardly up and, pulls the packaging off their backside and moves towards a chair to sit down, feeling both a little abashed, but also kind of stifling their own laughter, having dropped in and caused Zormir such inconvenience.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, on the downside, got disqualified for competition. On the plus side, ruined Zormir's lunch.
And
Also,
apparently can order
snacks.
whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's like, a net gain, I think, this one.
But that is Lou's turn, as Lou is removed from the initiative order. There we go.
And
No,
also,
blame Neo for that.
Jimmy, it's partially your fault
Why?
in character because you amped him up to being, I can win this as well.
Yeah,
That's the reason he said, I'm gonna do this.
that's fair.
Alrighty then, we move to Alvina's turn. You're a third of the way up. You can see the Rocketeer and the aliens already shooting up above you. I believe they were close to getting to level 3.
Yeah.
You're no longer in the lead.
I think Alvina's gonna just try and speed up her ascent, really. It's about
Alright.
all she
Make
can
me
do.
another intelligence survival check to see if you can plan a more optimum route up than you previously had.
Yeah. This is at -2 from whatever I roll here because it's just I don't have any intelligence things I'm proficient with, so so -2 from that. 9. I think that's the same score that I got last time.
Yep, unfortunately,
Let him see.
using your action to dash as well, you still struggle to find a good path up. You're kind of only planning like one rock ahead.
That sounds about right.
So by the time you get to that rock, you then have to wait for another rock to like get to you, and so you're actually taking one of the slowest routes up.
Yep.
Just because you aren't chaining your moves ahead. So you're able to get another third of the way up. So you're now 2/3 up the level, and this is about second round, so it'll be a low DC, but go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw against heat exhaustion with advantage for your pyromancy.
Yeah. Come on.
Or no hurt.
23.
You easily make it. The fact you've only spent like 12 seconds in this arena, even though you are like jumping and exerting yourself, and it's a very like physical process to jump from floating rock to floating rock and go up metal burning ladders. It's nothing for you.
It's like just like back home. It's the standard temperature.
You know, these
This is
obstacle
just your
courses
normal workout routine.
putting the Great Ninja Gladiator contest to shame with just how intensely physical these are if you aren't just flying past them all.
Heck yeah.
Alrighty then, that is Alfina's turn. You pass the level 2 heat exhaustion check. Let's see, there's nobody in immediate contact with you, and the monk got reset, so that's fine. Okay, yep, that's nothing I need to do that round. And also I probably should do that on the count update anyway. Oh, no, I have a list of people I'm supposed to be going through. That's how this worked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you and before the point, I've got Rocketeer, Ranger, and the aliens. Rocketeer, unfortunately, is no longer, well, the jetpack is no longer going to help him as he gets through the vines and has to start squeezing. Actually, he's going to look for an entrance first, as there's no apparent entrance. Okay, but Rocketeer apparently did his studying. He knows he's going to just start cutting his way through the vines with one of his kind of jetpack kind of laser knife comes off it. He's using effectively the fuel of his jetpack to also create like a flamethrower,
Oh,
but a very like funneled high intensity, so it's almost like a laser cutter in a way.
There was a fusion gun in like 40k, which was like, well, it's a gun, but if you really just focus it, you can turn it into basically just a laser cutter. So
he's going to do that. The aliens are likewise aren't able to use their ships to get through level 3, so this is where the ships come to an end. They're going to get out of their vehicles, and do they have any technology? No, they're actually going to use freezing technology to start kind of freezing the vines and breaking their way through. But those are rather slow processes. The Ranger is going to get up to the next level. Where did I put the Ranger?
Down here.
Yeah, you were already at level 2. He needs to get up here. He'll make a check next round, but he's gonna have a little bit more of a tough time with that, just because the giant eagle is similarly going to have a tough time with flying up there. But he's got pretty dexterous, so it shouldn't be too hard for him. Okay. Nope, we go back to the point. The point. It is your turn.
So the point would have been a bit slow, sorting through all these snacks, but would have cottoned on to something Mr. Darkside said last week about having retrieved something from Fade's memory banks, and just ask, "Oh, how is Fade?"
Well, they're in need of a good therapist, but your friend's doing all right.
What another one?
Can I insight that?
Yeah, go for it.
Fade's still alive.
Yeah.
Did they have to remove his brain to see his memories?
Come on, bro. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, he appears to be telling the truth. Something you do know is, while there's a general air of, I guess, empathy in his voice, there isn't as familiar an empathy as you might expect, given how much the professor talked up his relationship with Mr. Darkseid.
Okay.
So either that relationship was maybe a little bit overemphasized, or Mr. Darkseid has a rather kind of professional distance to even entities he would consider like close in regard.
I'm gonna say both.
Yeah, how you want to interpret that, I'll leave that up to you.
Both.
Good. We'll have to catch up with him at some point. And yeah, I've asked things to ask.
We move then to let's see, let's go Fukyu.
Okay, so fuck you is still an eagle on level 1, I think you said?
Yes, you were halfway up. They're about 100-foot level, so you got 50 foot up with how much movement you had left after picking up
When-
Bluegrim.
And
So, because it's like a normal 80-foot movement, gonna, like, essentially, still holding on to Gwen. Action dash as high as I can. If I pass Alvina on the way, would grab Alvina.
Remind me what your combined dash movement is.
So, be
120.
160. Okay, so you can actually get all the way through level 2. As you enter level 2, give me a concentration. You are concentrating, right?
It's concentration on polymorph, yeah.
Yeah. Because you are actively concentrating, give me a concentration check against the heat. As your mind just becomes almost inflamed, you can feel your brain starting to kind of melt under just the sheer heat and high
So that
Intensity.
is eagle concentration.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you
Eagle's
imagine like a
50.
really high Californian day, it's really hard to think.
17.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, this should just be a base. Oh, actually no, I did have a DC. I think it's 15. Yeah, so you pass. Because I'm made. Luckily the wizard passed, otherwise he'd be tumbling fucking back down to level 1. Actually, you still might fail. He has to make another check at the start of his next turn. You're able to continue on as you push through the heat, and you are actually able to pass Alvina as you get all the way up to the 2/3 mark and beyond. You said you wanted to pick up Alvina on your way past?
If I could grab Alvina and she's willing, yeah.
Honestly,
Yep.
if you go past, I'll like just jump and get on, like jump up onto your back because I think you'll actually fall.
Yeah, Alvina, you recognize, especially since there's a Gwent hanging off them.
Yeah.
The
I know what this is.
It's a green eagle. You're probably gonna recognize it.
Yeah.
You just grab onto a talon, or you can jump on the back if you wish as they pass. Also, just thank God you don't have to climb the remaining way and have to figure out the maths of this fucking orbiting staircase.
Yeah, he's like, oh, thanks. I was having to do so much math. I hated it.
Had to do so much math and I can only count to 5.
Yeah. I can count to 10. I've got that many fingers.
Well, you could do
That's
like the Aztec and do base 12 and just count with the segments of your fingers.
Nah. It's not
That's-
that smart.
Plus, you've got the advantage of now you've got Alvina on your back, so they can slash their way in through into level 3.
So essentially just bypass all level 2 in one turn.
And it's entirely possible. To be fair, it's a high risk, high reward, because if you fail the con check, you plummet 100 feet.
Not gonna lie, the main one of like on the back. It was like if they change back, I'm kicking off. So...
Gwent going, damn you!
Damn it, Alvina.
Yeah, you guys get up to the as you reach the kind of underwear of level 2, you come face to face with this just wall of twisted interlocking vines above you. You can kind of using your claws kind of clutch on to the vine itself and kind of hang underneath it. But you are still obviously subject to gravity kind of pulling you down. You dashed up there, so if there's anything else you want to do, you can kind of just like hang there at the bottom of level 3.
Yeah, the Giant Eagles don't have any bonus actions,
Mm.
so nothing else I can do.
Alrighty then. After you, let's go Gwent. Yeah, we'll do Gwent and then the rest of the NPCs since you guys are so clustered together. Gwent, you have been flown up entirely. Alvina is now seemingly next to you, somewhere within 5 feet of you, depending on how you two are oriented. You are right next to this kind of wall of vines now, of this strange purple rubbery texture. What would you like to do?
On the way up, could we see how level 3 and level 4 were connected?
Level 3 is kind of like a solid disc in between level 2 and 4.
Okay,
So it encompasses like the entire arena. Like a ceiling, effectively.
Okay, then I'm going to try and take another of Zormir's spider climbs and then try and peg it across. Just up and over.
No, to clarify, it's like all the way to the walls. There isn't like a gap on either side. So
Whereas
it
spider
is
climb, I'm
effectively a
on the
roof.
outside.
What do you mean outside?
On the vines themselves.
You're gonna be running just across the bottom level of it, trying to find a way through.
Can I just run up the side with the spider climb?
That's what I'm
It's a-
saying. There
it's a
is no up.
ceiling.
It is a ceiling. It is
Yeah.
a roof.
I think we're in a tube.
Yeah,
Ah,
we're in like a
okay.
cylinder. This is like a blocking the cylinder.
Yeah.
It is
It's
a
a
100
blockage in
foot
the pipes.
blockage.
It's
Well, silly question then. With expeditious, I don't know fucking what it was. The other one I have, the difficult terrain does not affect me one.
Yeah.
Would that help me?
freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Given it is effectively like solid interlapping vines that the other NPCs are having to cut their way through, no, like gaseous form might, but this is effectively like 98% solid.
Ah,
So it would help you the same way that it might help you through like a slightly porous rock. Maybe if you shrunk down to like tiny sized, maybe. But given that you are a a medium on the heavy side of medium, no.
Yeah.
hey, whoa!
You're a centaur. You just are by nature.
Yeah, you've got like half a horse.
Personal
You're
attack.
on the sizier side of size.
Considering
Okay.
that centaurs and minotaurs in like the monster manual are size large, I think you take what you can get.
Right. Okay. In that case, I'm going to try and cast Spirit Guardians to see if my little spirits can help cut through.
That's good call.
I actually don't know if they will, because it is an object.
What type of damage do the spirit guardians do?
Radiant
It would be
necrotic.
Radiant.
Maybe. I
Yeah,
was
they
gonna say
just
if it's psychic, it definitely wouldn't. But...
neither force. I don't think they do, just because canonically, it's not like Spirit Guardians does any damage to objects either, and these, so it's not like it damages doors.
Mm.
So I'm gonna abide by the rules of object HP, and since
Yeah, it's
it wouldn't damage HP, also I think it might just be creatures.
It says creatures on the spell, yeah.
Yeah. So the vines above you aren't creatures; they are for all intents and purposes objects. But it was a good attempt, and as you do so,
Look,
hilariously,
I do
think
get the Rocketeer and the Yellow
You
Alien.
fuck up the Rocketeer and their alien, yeah.
on the Rocketeer's next turn, you can fuck them up.
Yeah, that's okay.
So did you use the charge of spider climb or no? Listen,
You don't have to, given that it was mostly just like a player understanding what the actual level looked like problem.
it's just so I can keep track of how many charges he's got left as well.
Yeah, so you as a character would know that it wouldn't help in this scenario.
Which is such a pity because I thought, like, oh, perfect. I'll just leg it through.
I'll
think-
leg
I
it up
think-
all the vines.
I've got a feeling some of the higher levels would be more suited for that one. And not only,
It's,
when we get through the vines, you'll probably be set on that one.
It's almost like this whole Colosseum was designed so that you couldn't just spider climb your way up.
Mm.
Ooh.
You know? Almost
Yeah.
like, everyone has access to very low level spells. in this still magically attuned world.
Some of us don't have a lot of damage spells. It's radiant or nothing.
I was gonna say
Uh,
if you had blight, you could easily.
Oh my god, Blight would be vicious here.
I do not have blight, unfortunately.
but see, you're also assuming that these objects would count as plants, which is a creature category.
It says vegetation as well. Just Blight just does it.
Blight is.
But you don't know that this is technically vegetation, given that it's purple.
Mm.
Could be
Just let you know-
synthetic.
All my
Actually,
little spirits look like little Fabios.
I think Alvina might know it's a plant because she community with nature. I think it told her it was a plant.
A weird hybrid plant.
Who knows? All I know
Yeah.
is that I made sure it wasn't a creature type. So,
Yeah.
but Gwen, is that your turn?
It's not
Uh,
sentient. I think it was like it's not actively vicious.
yeah, yeah, that'd be it.
Alrighty then. Let's see. It is now the cultist's turn, and they're going to do that. Alright, just 1 second. Gotta set things up in the background.
They're praying to their god and hoping they will answer. Wait a minute, there is no gods.
They're just not very nice.
And also
Some of
running
them
for
are
their
gifts.
lives.
Fire's gonna make it halfway up. The pirate, I believe, does make it up this round. What are we doing down? We're going down to 7. The knight.
Sure, I made it.
The knight's gotten halfway up. The artillerist was on one of the things. They are going to set up their another cannon on this new rock and start preparing for next round.
You know what? I'm kind of impressed with this guy.
He's just cannonballing himself up the levels.
I'm just more impressed that he's got just portable cannons, to be honest. I think that's even cooler. It's like, cannon. Set up a second cannon. Set up a third cannon. So
Yeah,
Nice.
Foldable cannons.
yeah.
I mean, if
Well,
you
the
can
point
have-
keeps randomly coming up with entire
That's the
arsenals
bit-
everywhere.
That's the bit I love it. I'm
if you
so
can have
happy.
if you can have a
It's
foldable
just
gun,
known
you can have a
various
foldable cannon.
forms.
He's actually, it's not metal cannons, it's paper. He's a specialist in like active origami. He's just got a bunch of them around his body. That'd be a really cool character concept, actually.
And the
Paper
rogue
out.
also makes it up to level 2.
Oh, yeah, where's the ninja?
Yeah.
We don't know
Who knows where the ninja is? The ninja vanished
Yeah.
round 1,
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
and they will stay vanished until required.
I briefly thought you said banished and was like, oh, that sorted him then.
No, they're drowning in the sand going, this was a bad
He's
idea.
that one every single roll. And he's incapacitated himself.
He went,
But Zormir, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Back in a sec. My cats are trying to break down the door.
okay. Well, if we could make these these controllers work, so we could seize control of the worms, we could effectively use them as decoys or distractions to start a bit more fighting between the groups or something. I mean, I don't know how much. I feel that you're fairly close to being able to control them if you can effectively make something to keep monsters away and also hide all that Arcanite. And what else was it you were controlling? Or at least using some form of control. I thought of it earlier, I just can't remember. This is Bob thing. Basically, I had a couple things that I'd note that would probably lead to their guys being able to reverse engineer and controlling the worm army pretty easy enough.
If you come up with what it was. DM can't think of what it could be. But as you say this, Mr. Brightsby, still kind of paying attention to the screens and noting, like, he's clearly studying what's going on below. Kind of talks to you from like not quite diverting his eyes, but kind of like semi-glancing towards you periodically and like talking kind of out the side, as you would if, like, you're talking to somebody while still engaged in whatever it is you're doing.
Someone's talking to him while he's trying to watch a movie.
Yeah.
We're trying to like watch a sports game that he has a bet on.
It would make
It's
sense
a
that
slightly-
Zoromir was this person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a slightly different tone. Just because he doesn't like have to pay 100% attention. He just needs he's just curious as to how it's going. Which so he's like less annoyed because you kind of do talk at those sort of events. Then it'd be an actual movie. You'd be like, shut the fuck up, try to watch the movie.
Stab.
Yeah.
Stab. But out of corner of his mouth, Mr. Darkside to comment. And you say you'd want to use them to stir up trouble. Talk me through your thought process there, Professor. How exactly would utilizing monstrosities cause a rift between the main three factions?
Well, considering they're worms and they can tunnel and things, you can use them to effectively trash areas and then leave hints and clues that it was maybe someone else who did it.
Yes, and what hints or clues would you leave behind? If, hypothetically speaking, you were in charge of this operation, that would go unnoticed by, let's say, individuals of similar, if not superior, intellect to yourself.
Hmm.
How would you fool yourself, Professor?
How would I fool myself?
He does it all the time.
Yep.
By probably doing something as very, very stupid as Alvina would. I think that one's probably bamboozled me a few times, despite her sheer
Stupidity. You're allowed to say stupidity. She can't hear you.
incompetence and brute force. How I don't know how sometimes she pulls off some of this crap that she does, but she does.
Yes, I am aware of the tales, but we are talking about subterfuge. Do you have ever any doubt as to who the culprit of Alvina shenanigans are? Has it ever occurred to you that it wasn't Alvina?
It has happened before, actually.
I guess he would refer to you because he prefers it would be Miss Eleanor? Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes she leaves it looking like it was a destruction of dervish
Natural
from
disaster.
disaster or a dervish from goblin destructive little shit. Fuck you as well. I mean, sometimes Monica. I think Mr. Darkseid knows
Actually,
who the fuck
you've
you are.
introduced. Actually, no, I think fuck you introduced themselves as Monica to them as well.
Because he
Alright.
told to use a moniker.
Monica. Why the fuck did he?
Why did they call themselves Monica?
But it would involve me having greater knowledge on what each of them are capable or to be able to pull off such subterfuge. I mean, I'm still very new to this place. I mean, I found that there's probably some hidden technology from the human society that might prove useful for us. I know that the giants didn't help the gods, so kept it in the favor of all the other evil ones. I mean, if we could prove that we were stronger than the giants, they might not try and, as you say, they value strength, might ally with us. And I mean, the allying of the giants along with our gods was enough to tip the balance in our reality.
I'm not sure if it's really strength. I think it's more.
Yes,
They are
you-
loyal to their boss.
This reference, this advent of the giants betraying the primordials, doing the prime war, and siding with the god tyrants.
Hmm.
But do you know any sufficient detail of that time? Do you know why the giants did something so against their very nature, the very essence to which they were born. If you were
Hmm.
to discover that, maybe there would lie the clue to recreating the event in this timeline.
That might.
knowledge, actually. What happened?
No, because it goes against the doctrine of the gods.
Yeah,
Because it implies the gods weren't always in control.
that's fair.
The only reason Zormir knows is because it's kind of a heretical study within the wizarding and artificery community. Because they look up more to the Arcanites, and they study so much of the Arcanites, which are kind of glossed over in the Divine Doctrine, that they just innately uncover the truth that, hey, the gods haven't always ruled, there was a prime war before that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not in such a detail as you would probably hope for to trigger such an event again. But if you say
Shame.
they value strength, if we prove ourselves being stronger than them, they might not try to fight with us as much. But
As I
I'm
mentioned,
not meaning just our party. I mean whole Noid race. Because there's no point me making us on par with effectively what I'd say is deity level. Because I think we're fighting against elder gods and prime evils and all that. And there's maybe a deity level of strength required.
yes, that's true. And you wouldn't be able, you would have to not only convert the giants, you would have to go all the way to the top of the ordering. You would need to convert the titans.
I also have something that I should probably share with, but would want to know that we're going to do the right thing with this kind of information. I may have a way to buy a past Rainbow Bridge, the Rainbow Wall. Get
Yes.
to the Arcanites.
You do understand, Professor Zormir, that nobody has ever ventured beyond the Rainbow Wall. We do not have any information as to what dangers you may face or how receptive the Arcanites who long withdrew from this world would be to requests of help. It may be a fool's errand.
I'm not going there to request their aid. Ah, the pillar of which I spoke to, that wants to be brought back into this world, wants us to get rid of the Arcanites. They control too much of how this plane and world works.
Our understanding of the research that we've discovered so far with regards to the ancient civilization are true. They effectively write the laws of reality, Professor. I
Yes.
think controlling is a little understated. They are the architects,
I know that.
and you
They-
wish to destroy beings that control the very world, the very laws of reality. Do you make it sound like such a simple task?
I know it's not a simple task. I don't know why I'm throwing myself at these astronomical tasks, but
To even attempt even a small modicum of the ambitions you lay out before me would be astronomical, would be legends for the eons. Feats that no Noids have ever accomplished, let alone demigods have accomplished.
I'm starting to think that some of the technology that's lost was maybe a bit more powerful than what our sphere has made as well, considering the fact that it took a combination of some of the races, uh, all the evils to destroy or wipe out as well. So, I've been given way too much to think about, including the player.
While you think about that, we move on to the remaining NPCs. The rogue has gotten up there. The gnome was doing some analytical thinking. Is the gnome ready to act? Let's find out if the gnome's ready to act. Okay, apparently I just keep rolling 19s. Interesting.
Hard 19, 3 times in a row. Nice.
Apparently the
gnome is
gnome
ready.
is ready to act.
Gnome is ready.
The gnome gets out a little disc and steps on the disc and starts floating up 20 feet.
He's got one.
That's it. That's what the gnome does.
Okay.
I got this. I win.
Let's see. The
Yeah,
assassin
potato.
manages to get up the rest of the way and is going to start taking some people out. The orc and the wild men appear to be carrying the cultist and climbing up or attempting to climb up the pillar. The monk is still getting back up, and Mr. Muscles is just rampaging up this column and is able to get up to the first ladder.
I'm fully imagining, like, if anyone's seen how heavy are the dumbbells that you lift, I'm imagining, like, the gym instructor guy from that. If anyone's seen that anime, that's who I'm imagining Mr. Muscles is.
Oh, Masha.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Before we get into Alvina's turn, we're going to have a contest of adversarials. I need
This
a better
guy.
name for this. No, we're going to have the Rocketeer's jetpack begin to start to short circuit in the advent of the Spiritual Guardian's field. And Gwent, Alvina, and Fukyu, as you are analyzing, kind of looking at these very interpacked vines, trying to figure out the most easy way through them, or just staring at them and wondering if you can just tell them to get out of your way. To those with a passive perception above, let's say 16,
Oh, damn.
which I assume might just be Gwent. Fukyu, what's your passive?
14.
Yeah, mine's 15. I mean, it's 15.
I mean, also, I'm currently the eagle, so it's even lower than that.
Let me lower that.
You do have keen sight, though, which I think gives you a flat boost. Oh, it's passive perception 14.
14 for an eagle as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's a lot of the time if you've got advantage, it gives you a bonus to it.
Yeah.
Also, my stream has apparently crashed.
Alright.
Give me a moment.
Well, Gwent, you notice to your side the Rocketeer,
working,
while
okay.
trying to cut through the vines, you watch as your radiant aura kind of stretches over the Rocketeer's pack, and effectively at the start of their turns, they get a bump up because of the adversarial bonus. Their rocket begins to short circuit as you and only you are aware as it happens. The jetpack explodes
Oh dear.
and washes out towards you. Gwent, you have a moment extra reaction as you're watching the fallout of this explosion race towards you, Gwent, and Fukyu. You, Alfina, and Fukyu. Gwent, what's your immediate reaction?
Ah, son of a bitch.
Would you say this explosion is fire-based, by the way?
I'll let you know in a second.
Cool.
Because
When
there's
you
going to be some other things that take place.
I'm just gonna try and yank down on fuck you, so he lets go to hopefully swing a bit away.
Fukyu, you feel what is it, you're tugging, pulling at Fukyu.
Yeah. Pulling some feathers on his leg. Just come on.
Fukyu, you feel Gwent just fucking ripping some of your feathers out. How do you react?
I mean, I know how I would react, but how fuck you would react,
As a bird.
yeah. He'd probably claw.
He's a
at
peck
her
you.
point.
Bam!
Yeah.
As long as you have to release your thing to try and get me, that's fine. We can do that.
He's got 2 claws, so he's only using 1.
Yeah. Jesus,
I
that's
thought you were
fairly
holding
heavy.
on with the other one.
Yeah, holding on with 1. So, like,
Holding on to me with the other one.
oh wait, yeah. I thought you were running around somewhere.
No, I
Use a
couldn't.
spider climb.
That was just TL misunderstanding how this level is.
Right, gotcha.
Didn't realise it was a tube full of Grim.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Either go to claw at you or peck at you or something, but yeah, probably would let go.
As you claw down at Gwent, Gwent seemingly panic pulling at your feathers. You notice at the corner of your eyes what appears to be a rippling wave of heat, not and a little bit of static, not quite fire, but enough to. I'll give Alvina advantage. I mean, Alvina already has advantage for danger sense anyway.
Yeah.
You will see it coming. But you see this shock wave of energy coming towards you. As I need Gwent, Fukyu, and Alvina to make me dexterity saving throw. Alvina, you will advantage for danger sense. Yeah, it'll just be as Fukyu let goes to kind of claw Gwent. Mostly the
That's what
result of the save will matter.
Surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Giant Eagle doesn't have any proficiency in that.
+3 dex though.
But it's +3 dex.
Yeah, it's just
Well,
got
it doesn't
17
have- it
dex.
rolls a 7 on the dice.
7. Yeah. It's actually got the same dexterity as Alvina.
It's got higher dex than fuck you.
Yeah.
Only just so.
You've got 16, haven't you? You
Yeah.
got 16, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alvina's also on 17. So.
What's Fukyu's dex save?
10.
10. So you'll take the full blunt of this explosion as you are also pushed back 15 feet.
Okay.
You take 16. What do I call this? I'm going to call this bludgeoning damage because I mostly want it to be a shockwave that pushes you.
That's good.
Magical bludgeoning.
It could go, actually, thunder is the usual for shockwaves. Do you want that?
Oh, yeah, it's the thunder. Just because it is going to be an explosion that pushes you back. But Alvina, I believe, because you weren't clutching onto anything, are you going to be pushed 15 back with Fukyu?
Can I make a check to try and grab the vines?
You can if you
She's
want.
standing on Fuckyu's back. Would it be I'm assuming, acrobatics or an athletics?
Fuck you, stays as an eagle.
Oh, nice. Give me, yeah, either give me like an acrobatics or sleight of hand check, your choice.
Yeah, I'll go with acrobatics.
It's mostly do like how quickly you can grab it. While being pushed back.
Bam!
Okay.
She was prepared, apparently.
Fortunately for you, as the shockwave passes, you see a cloud of orange mist spilling out of the hole that the Rocketeer was occupying. Also, the Rocketeer is now plummeting back down to the ground.
Because featherfall.
Oh, it's only featherfall within like 20 feet of the bottom floor.
Alright.
Just to like stop you dying outright from impact.
He's gonna fall a lot. He's just gonna impact from like falling from 200 feet up.
Yeah, they're not gonna wait forever. It's like you don't get a chance to recover. You gotta recover at the bottom.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So he's gonna plummet down. But in the wake of the shockwave, it appears that these vines are filled with some sort of poisonous vapor as the orange cloud begins spreading out in a 15-foot radius that Fukyu and Gwen are no longer a part of as they got blown away. But Alvina, because you grabbed onto the vines and you are still there, I need you. You are subject to poison if you are immune, or if you are thingy to poison. I can't remember if you're immune or not.
I don't believe I am, but I'll just check.
Ooh, that's quite a high save. This is quite intense poison.
Yeah, I've got nothing on that, I don't think so. Yep, so it's con. I'm assuming this is poison.
Yes, I need a Constitution saving throw against poison.
Yeah. I am not a dwarf, so I'm rerolling that. Destiny. Come on, I'll give you a good roll. That'll do. 25?
Yep, you'll still take half.
Yeah.
So that is only luckily 8 poison damage.
Yep, didn't crack the 10 hit points. Thank you, Burger.
And you are not subjugated to its full effect, which you can kind of feel yourself beginning almost to get a little bit drowsy. There seems to be almost a hint of chloroform to this poison kind of washing over you. This is non-magical sleep.
Mhm. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to check something.
You're an elf.
I
But
think-
elf is only against magical.
I think it's charms. I think the sleep is just sleep. Oh no, and magic can't put you to sleep. Yeah. Okay.
But this is not magical, this is alchemical. Yeah, so you can still be put to sleep from poisons. You just can't be like with the sleep spell.
Yeah, that's what I was checking. I knew charms 100% was pure magical ones. I wasn't certain on the sleep. So, cool.
As a mind flare discovered when they tried to put an elf to sleep and then the elf racked them.
But, and?
But that is Alvin.
haven't gone
Nope,
yet.
that's Alvina. That is the update. That was the effects on Alvina. Okay. Then yeah, Alvina, it is now your turn. The Rocketeer is plummeting back down to the ground, and there is a 10-foot explosion hole in the vines that is just leaking this orange vapor.
Right. Does it look like the vapor is coming out because of like the it was elemental, or is it coming out of like the cut holes that the aliens are doing as well?
It looks like it's coming out of like a small recess that the explosion kind of opened up. It looks like there are pockets of sleeping gas throughout this structure.
Okay. Is there any way I could identify where, like, is there any similarities in like a different spot, or can I basically can I climb over to a particular spot and then just like blend through there and not get any sleeping gas released?
The DM has no idea, so let's let the dice decide. Make me a nature check, and we'll just say yes or no.
I'm great at nature. I got no perception to look at anything, can I?
Nope, because this is more where you recognize the kind of like the
Nope.
plan and the how the nature is structured to figure out this out.
Yeah, nope.
You need to be able to identify what it is you're looking for before you can see it.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you see a bunch of information, but whether or not any of this information tells you which spots have, sleeping gas in them, who knows? You don't know enough about this plant or what the hell this is, or what this whatever this structure actually is, if it even is a plant. It's not one you recognize.
Fair enough. Well, I can think of one option for me here. Alvin is basically she's gonna move away enough from where the poison gas is basically spreading out. So you said it was like spreading out for like 15 foot from the crater?
Yep.
Yeah, she's gonna just move away, because even climbing, she's got ridiculously good speed. So she's just gonna get to like over here somewhere, so she's just away from that. Basically she's gonna flip up, hook her feet in to like a vine. So she can just like pull one slightly just to like get a bit of a foothold. Draw both her swords as one free action, because dual wield them. And explosive rage and start just blending her way through.
You do so. Give me I guess just give me an attack, and we'll see how well you attack these vines. And roll me a d6.
Yep, give me a moment. I've got to check. Is this the one with explosive rage put onto it or not? Because she's not normal rage, she's using just the explosive one from the hammer. Yep. Okay, I'll roll the d6 first. 2. And
Yep.
what's explosive rage do again other than the fire? Rage. This is bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. Order hit deal an extra 1d8 bludgeoning damage, an extra 2d6 fire per hit. Okay. So the sword. This is obviously recklessing because it's Alvina, so it's neutral, not a disadvantage. 22.
Yep. We'll say you get easily just hacking and slashing your way through. You get 40 feet into the structure.
And that's like, yeah, there's the extra bludgeoning and extra fire on that if the fire helps in any way for getting me faster. The 4 extras, the four fire damage. Actually, no. Yeah, 4 fire damage, 8 force, 7 bludgeoning, and 12 slashing.
Yeah, we'll say that gets you an extra 10 feet. So you're 50 feet in, like just piling through, climbing up, just cutting your way through these vines. Luckily, you also haven't discovered any more pockets of poison.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's basically like both attacks to do that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, thought it was. Yeah, that's me. I'm happy with that.
Alright, the point, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Chainsaw moment.
So the point is paying attention to Zorme and Darkseid's conversation, but kind of zoning out of it, and has decided to start heckling the people down on the ground. In particular, that gnome who spent 2 rounds pondering and then just summoned a floating disc.
No, that's fair. We're on round 5. He spent 4 rounds pondering.
Oh, God. Just boring. Have an exciting disc if you're going to do that. They've got spaceships. Why do you just have a disc?
Is when he finds out he's got a microphone and he's tapped into the announcer's feed.
I might try and throw a chocolate-covered peanut into the arena just to see what happens.
As you throw it, it bounces off a little shield in front of your box.
Yeah, I expected that. Pick it up, eat it.
Fuck you, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Heckling. I like it.
Oh, actually, before we get to fuck you, 1 second. The ranger technically goes first. The ranger manages to get the rest of the way up the vines. Pretty sure you passed the check last time. Actually, no, he struggles to get up there a little bit. He's gonna
Sit there on the edge.
He's gonna get only a little bit up. He needs to take a break because his eagle's getting like overheated.
That is fair.
He's having to slow down and like constant water breaks.
Yeah, it's like, bit of drink. You got this.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's Fuki's turn. What are you doing that? The aliens are like very slowly like freezing everything in front of them. They appear to be being very cautious. They clearly know what's up.
So, how big was the hole that Avina made?
I'm going to assume a 5-foot hole big enough for her.
Yeah, now Venus sized. Oh.
So, as a eagle, I wouldn't be able to fit through there.
Are you large?
Huge.
Oh,
What?
okay.
They're huge.
Yeah,
They're large.
Are they large? I thought they were huge.
No, Quetzalcoatlus
I'm pretty sure
is huge.
Yeah, pretty
Oh.
sure a giant eagle is large.
I had the Quetzalcoatlus bit open.
Stat fuck up.
Large.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Large
so
beast.
they can squeeze in. They can
Yeah,
squeeze
if
in.
you're large, you can squeeze through a medium-sized hole. You'll just have a bunch of like disadvantages and stuff. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Unless
I
somebody
mean-
attacks you from behind, or
Um,
Alvina attacks you from the front.
Yeah. Essentially, what fuck you's gonna do is go down and then fly up as fast as he can, folding his wings at the last
Into
second.
Alvina, right?
Yeah, fold up wings at the last second, wedge itself into the hole. Still with Gwent in its claw.
Wait.
Yeah, give me like an acrobatics check to see how well you do this, and you don't just like bonk a Gwent on the head.
Quite just sticks in the bottom and can't get out.
Concussion.
22.
Yeah, well, apparently you're very acrobatics. Look, okay. Yeah, with great precision, you're able to like wrap around Gwen and pull them in, and don't just like whack Gwen against a dozen plants on the way.
And then, like, once we're like a fair way into the like tunnel hole thing that Avina made, drop bird form.
you get up to where Alvina is, you hear like a sound like a hedge trimmer, and she's
Um,
just moving like a blur.
Do you remember that Alvina is cutting up? So you are having to like find little
Oh.
nuggets to like hold yourself into. Just FYI.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was thinking going in sideways.
Yeah, I know, it's because of the map. That's why I thought I'd remind you that this is a vertical challenge.
Right,
It adds
yeah.
gravity as a constant danger.
Mhm.
You just wedge yourself
Yeah,
in there.
I would wedge in and like hopefully Gwent would just like know to grab a vine or something.
Just red legs.
And to anyone who's ever played Minecraft, we all know the dangers that Alvina will be facing should they
Yep.
continue to go upwards.
Yep.
Don't dig straight down.
It's fine. She actually knows what's on the next level. She's the only one. She knows it's not lava.
No, it's only poison.
Yeah.
Fuck you, is that your turn?
That'd be fuck you, yeah.
Gwent, it is your turn. You have just gone through one hell of a ride. You've been spiraling in, like, for a second you thought you were in a death trap as Fukyu just like pulled you up into this dark recess between vines. What would you like to do? You're now behind Alvina and Fukyu, trapped in a 5-foot hole.
Good God, that was terrifying. Okay, I'm going
Get
to.
that, Gwen?
Oh yeah, great.
The
Love
gas
it.
is poisonous, by the way. Have you got anything for that?
I actually don't. I
Shit.
did not prepare well today.
You got all your
So-
movement stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm gonna pull out my rope and I'm just gonna tie it off to the thickest vine I can find, and just start to, daisy chain it up, like tying off a bit at a time. So there's a rope ladder. So in case I fall, there's something for me to hold on to constantly.
There's like
So I'm
a
tied to one end of the rope, and then just the other bits coming up and up.
There's like catch points. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Because I am not good at climbing, so
You climb at half speed, don't you? Like you actually don't
Yes.
even more than half speed.
I climb at a quarter speed. 'cause
Yeah.
I'm a horse.
We just still.
It's still 20 foot.
I'm about to
but,
say, it's still pretty good. It's still like about the same as Alvina's. So,
Like, it's not great. It's not, it's not a sight to behold. It is horrifying, but bit by bit, just rope tie to rope tie, making sure that I'm always secure, and there's always things below to if I fall, which is incredibly likely. But that's about it. I think I'll be spending all my time doing that. Oh, if I can, I may also pull out the centaur shame blanket and wrap it around my mouth and nose.
not bad show.
I'm not sure if it helped, but
The thought that counts.
yeah. If the shame can help anything, it will help me.
Righty. Where were we? Gwen, is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright, the aliens are taking their time through this one because they don't want to get put to sleep, but they do start making progress into level 3. The wizard failed their con check, and luckily they do just have feather fall prepared, so they were able to slow fall and grab onto one of the rocks. So without resetting their process, the fighter has managed to get up to one of the lower rocks on level 2, and the pirate has gotten to level 2, which is where they get used their specialty, and they get to commandeer anything they consider a ship. Suddenly, to everyone else, the pirate seems to be steering the floating rock upwards. Just literally standing on one of the ladders with his like rapier pointed forward. Aye, this direction, rock!
It's literally the moment Cat from Pirates of the Caribbean 4, Barbossa's got like Blackbeard's sword and just shoves it forward and it just goes. The entire ship moves.
I mean, in my head,
Nice.
it's just Tears of the Kingdom. You just whack some fans on it and a steering column. And
Luckily for Mr. Muscles, he happened to be on the ship at the time.
Arr,
So,
you're
the
first
pirate-
mate.
Mr. Muscle have now joined a crew and are like halfway up level 2.
That's kind of awesome.
Let's see where we get to. We're going to 7. So the knight. Where's the knight gone?
Where is the knight, actually? I found the paladin. Oh, there he is.
Here.
The knight's going on his own. You know what? The knight is also going to be brought into the cultist's new cult.
This cult is, by the time he reaches the top, he's recruited everyone.
He's got an army.
Yeah, the cultist gimmick.
I assume it was like that.
Let's see. The artillerist has set up his rocket last turn, so gets to explode this turn. Let's find out how he's doing. This was his main skill, so he gets a d6 to this. 19, yep. As the Alterra shoots himself across level 2 and into like, ooh. You know what? He's gonna try and aim close to this hole you've made.
Yeah, I was about to say, is he gonna aim for that?
But he only gets to he doesn't quite make it. He didn't get above 20. So, but he is gonna start like climbing over towards it, just like monkey barring over.
He's like, well, that's a good idea. Follow the
and
blender.
the paladin who had too much charisma to be dominated, so didn't join the cultist, is seemingly struggling to get up the pillar.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. But that brings us to 7. As Zormir, it is your turn.
I feel like we would be cackling the cultist at least. Call that a cult? I've left better cults than that.
I've left better cults than that is Lou's comment. He's got no style. He's just convincing them with charm. That's not how you do it.
Got no chutzpah.
Yeah, he's missing out the chutzpah. There's no pizzazz.
Anyway, back to the conversation of right side and dark side.
You mean dark side, yes.
Yeah, wrong one. I swear I know someone who looks exactly like you in our world. But yes, it does seem like a lot of an uphill. Well, I mean, you did eat the primal fire. I mean, what can I do? I mean, I want to master the artificery of this world. And hopefully find a way to get back to ours. I mean, if I could accomplish beating the Arcanites, that would be an incredible feat to bring back to my world too.
And how do you defeat that which writes the laws of engagement?
Find something that can also write
Find Alvina because she can't read.
Find something with as brute force stupidity as Alvina that can write the rules of reality. I swear she's gonna probably do that someday.
But what if they write that they cannot be destroyed? What if they write that this Alvina can do no damage to them?
Yes, they are questions that probably do not have answers I can come up with right now, but even being able to get into that realm would maybe give us an advantage of a more steady supply of Arcanite.
You think the Arcanites would allow this?
I do not know. They allow us to still be able to use the fundamentals and powers of it.
Yes, but I do wonder how much of that is by choice.
Then by choice, can they stop me subverting their ways in? Especially if I have a killer. I don't think they want to be classed as a god.
Yes,
But
let's move discussion to these pillars you keep mentioning. These entities to which, from what all of our researchers can discern, never have existed or have no reference. How do I ask this delicately? You specialize in psychology, do you not, Zormir?
Yes.
How do you know these pillars are real, not figments of a dimensionally warped mind?
Hmm.
Because the delusion is consistent. Would be what I'd say.
Well, if I could show you them, then the consistency of the delusion would be tangible as evidence of their existence. If there is more than one person having the same image and the same dream and the same thing, then who is to say it doesn't exist?
Well, let's start there, Professor. Start me
Yes.
from the very beginning. Who was the first to see one of these pillars?
Me.
With what's the name? What's the name of your one?
The witness.
Witness.
And has anyone else seen this witness?
Has anyone else seen the witness?
I'm
That I
trying to
know
think
of?
if I don't know if any of us have seen Witness. You know, 2 of us have seen Cat, and all of us have seen. I can't remember fuck you's one's name. Morph.
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 Well,
We've
All
seen
of you
those.
don't deny it.
Yeah, most of us have seen Morph, and 2 of us at least have seen Cat. I don't think any of us but Fade even knew about Death.
I can't remember if I have or not.
That's the one.
Professor did tell, I'm pretty sure, the point about death and other stuff, just because they liked the point the most.
Better.
But telling is different to obviously seeing.
Well, I'd probably do explaining the scenario of which I've seen what ones and in what order.
In which circumstances?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else has seen the witness, but I mean, I've seen the witness a couple times and they've helped me out. They have even given me things. So that's probably some more evidence of it. Because I did not have these objects beforehand, but now have them.
These objects, they are of an artificer's nature.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's what he's thinking of. I think I know what he's thinking of.
Yes, but I've never seen these things before or made them. I mean, this is a ring made of different Arkanites, which I wouldn't have had altogether in this world.
And when did you first receive these items?
I believe when we sealed away the devil.
I think it was when we were making Void
No.
Prime.
When we
Yeah,
made
it was making Void Prime was the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, when we made Void, I think I've pulled them into that one as well. That's the second time I pulled the witness forward or something. When we made a void giant
Golem thing.
golem,
Was there any other technology present when you made this void giant?
only the
The arc table.
arc table
The arc table and the propellers from the giant.
and my propellers from my
And
my
this
ship.
arc table. If this is I believe you mean an Elysium Arcanite table.
At least
Yes.
bench.
You acquired these what would be considered advanced Arcanite technologies after having discovered an ancient piece of Arcanite table manipulation.
Yes.
Is it not possible you found this? What were the items again?
A tablet and a ring.
That you did not find them with the table?
No. Because I didn't approach
Different type of technology.
the different tab, and there was nothing on that table beforehand.
And you weren't
I
near
don't think I even approached the table until afterwards.
Mhm.
This table, it allows you to manipulate and create arcane objects, does it not? If this is
Somewhat.
the same table that we've discovered elsewhere.
It was what we used to make a liquefied red arcanite to write a glyph to control the golem.
Forgot about that.
I'm simply saying, Zormir, that there are possibilities here that do not necessarily mean that you are seeing unborn entities. And that as one of my specializations as a leader of the rebellion is to consider every possibility. I hope you understand.
Yes, I understand, but I mean, if I could show you one of these entities, it would prove that I am not going having dimensional madness. I'd say. Would you
Yeah,
consider that?
to actually like that in this argument, the literal worst one to bring up is the witness because they are the one that's unique to you. The other two that we actively know about, multiple people have seen and interacted with.
I mean, you could be just spreading your interdimensional madness.
But just
I mean,
to
mine literally
recap,
is. Mine
I'm
literally
hoping that's not something that's actually a thing. It
you
would be.
you stumble upon a cavern in which there is a remarkably advanced piece of technology that is specifically designed to create arcane objects. And during an event that seems to be quite a taxing arcane magical ritual, you, during the height of that ritual, came into contact with an entity you've been referring to as the Witness. Is that correct?
Yes, that is the name that they, I think, I
Was the-
believe, gave them or
It was.
they took.
I don't think it was the height of the ritual. I think it was before the ritual even started.
Yeah, I think they even helped me give me the power to complete the ritual.
If I remember correctly, it should be during the ritual you first met them. They only appear to you during moments of intense connection with magic.
Okay.
So it's specifically because Zormir nat 20'd an arcane check that he saw them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how the pillars or the avatars work. Is they only show during immense periods that you're connected with their domain.
Yes, we haven't
Or
figured
a
this one out yet.
Or asleep. Like when you saw cat when they were sleeping.
Well, I was
That's because Cat is
Cataclysm.
well, no, they're supposed to be the avatar of nature.
Mm.
But I think it's more to do with they can contact people via the dreamscape,
Okay.
particularly the primal dreamscape.
Gotcha. Because I think we were still in Iron Core then when they first got seen. The both occasions, I think.
Yeah. So they particularly connect you because you were in a location of immense elemental nature.
Okay.
So it's a really specific cross circumstances. Whereas somebody like Morph, who is more connected to illusions and imagination, is typically connected via dreams.
Okay.
So Cat isn't specifically dreams, it's just they can do it via the primal dreamscape, which is part of the dream sphere.
They like just walk next door, essentially.
But it has to be a really specific case.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
I think it might also only be because they also at that point Fukyu had their pyromancy, or not pyromancy, they had their
Pyro obsession.
pyro obsession at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were more connected to nature.
Because it was just after the Imix explosion.
Oh yeah. Well, we just released a bunch of fire energy
Yeah.
into the world. Fair enough.
If I could find out the triggering points of how they come to us and can recreate it, maybe?
Maybe, but let's talk about the second time you encountered the Witness. And while Zormir tries to remember the second time they encountered the Witness, let's see if I bumped the counter up
Climb, my
yet.
friends, climb!
we go to 6. We're also going to take a quick 5-minute there because I need more water. Because
Okay.
we're at half 7.
Whoops.
So we'll be back for the next round.
Yeah, say after this one, since we're gonna have like the rest of the evening, probably, right? We should probably go and have a look for. I think going and having a chat with the druids for some of that primal, the dream dust stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably not a bad idea for this one.
When did I draw the next time on the witness?
You called on them the second time, but I don't remember why. I think it might have been for the devil.
Yeah.
I think I tried to call them for the devil, but they didn't come for the devil. I think we
Did like
the
after you actually
second time
managed to steal it.
was
I
I
thought
think
the level was before we.
I think the second time was actually when I was trying
No,
in the volcano trying to create something.
That's what I thought.
I thought that was the third time. I thought you called him 3 times.
Possibly.
I thought it was the first time was around the giant, because the temple was after the giant. I thought because it was when
Yes.
the giant had run off
Uh-huh.
and we were making our way down the tunnels, because that's where we spent like a day and things, and we got the celestial egg and stuff.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what we'd done before that was run away from the worms.
Yeah. We've done a shitload, and it's
We did
hard
a
to
lot,
keep
we did
track.
a lot.
It's hard to keep track of when all the times I've called. I definitely tried to call upon the witness to help with that situation because we were trying to lock the devil back in.
Yeah, because your original plan was to try and drain the devil's power and feed it to the witness, but you couldn't figure out how to do it.
I think I managed a little bit, but not enough to basically
Matter.
Empower-
Right?
empower them a little. Yeah, that was the second time we empowered the witness a bit by replugging. We replugged the devil back in and drained some of the
Yeah.
drained some of the energy to the witness, but not enough to
Make any notable changes.
give them enough tangibility to have any influence on the world.
Yeah, and the third time I thought was when you were making the power armor.
Yes,
That's
We've
why I
established-
remember it, but
we've established the timeline for the witness now. What's the timeline for Cataclysm?
Cataclysm, the first one was we blew up a orb containing a chunk of Imix's soul.
Yep.
Which, do we still have that chunk, by the way? The one that I have in the jar. Did I feed it to Sod off already? Or have I not done it?
No, I don't think so.
We fed some of the fire to Godolph, which empowered
Yeah,
them,
the,
I believe.
That was the one,
fire, sort of had, but not the image fire.
Cool, because I've had ideas.
Did we not give them the fire? Because I think we
That's the one I couldn't remember if we've given it them or not.
I think we
We've not? Okay.
I am back.
It,
Okay.
Sort of ate a bunch of Emmy's fire when fuck you threw the key
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's still because that was what killed
right.
Imix was
Yeah.
that he got the main chunk of him got drained by Sod off, and then we fed a bit of tribal fire to Sod off, but we do still have the Imix fire, the Imix fire jar. Okay. 'Cause
Hmm.
I want to. I've got an idea.
I think that's where. Didn't you put one of the eggs in there or something?
Not in that one. No, we lost one of the eggs because fuck you ate it.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
only had 5. Yeah, that one I think we still have, which I've got ideas for now. And does anyone like my horrible idea, by the way?
What was your horrible idea, sorry?
It's still in chat.
No.
No.
Boom.
No.
It's funny though.
We come back to count 0. We've updated. We're now on round 6.
Nice.
Let's see. Danger, danger, danger. Not yet. Potentially want to do some cold-based stuff. Alvina, Fukyu, and Gwent. As you are kind of thinking behind Alvina, marching your way around. Now, obviously, the place has cooled down since you left level 2. It's more, there's still like a slight humanness here, But it seems to be a more kind of irritating humidness rather than a danger of passing out humidness.
It's just humid because we're in a big plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the heat is still rising from level 2 into it, but it's not being consistently maintained. So it's a little bit odd. As you get steeper in, you actually start to feel a chill, all three of you down the napes of your neck. And as you kind of look to the side, you can see a faint kind of frosting begin to take hold of the vines to your, let's say, right. Nothing dangerous yet, but something to be aware of. As Alvina, it's your turn.
Oh, I have a dirty idea. Okay, so Alvina's gonna first of all just start hacking her way through to try and get up a bit further. But also, can I start doing something? So, in the immediate area around where I'm like stepping, can I just have like heat just going through? Like, can I just start pumping heat through the area to like slightly warm up the frost that's appearing next to us, as well as chopping our way through?
Yes, you may. But go ahead and give me your attack roll, and also roll me a d6.
Yeah, I'll do d6 first to see if we're catch me if this ends badly, guys. 4.
4. No, nothing bad's happening.
Okay. I'm not going to use another explosive rage because there's the frost now, and it's got a bad downside if I do it with frost. So I'm just going to do the standard hits. But just give me advantage this time. So, 25.
25. You managed to cut your way through another 50 feet.
So we're at the top.
No, you're halfway there. It's 100 foot.
I thought the first one got us 50 feet as well. Fair enough.
I thought
Oh,
it did
no, yeah,
as
that does get you to the
well.
Yeah, I was like, it's halfway through 50 feet. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Apparently you just you moved so quickly through this.
Yeah.
As you cut your way through the third one, you peek your head up and you see 100 foot of floating cages amidst a lightning storm.
Yep, this is what I thought it was. Good luck, guys. There's lightning above us. Can I make... I've still got my rubber gloves on, so this might not be the worst idea ever, as long as only my hands touch the cages. So, I might have at least an advantage. Again.
I'm going to assume that getting like the 50 foot up takes your entire turn of movement, just because you are climbing up 50 feet.
Oh yeah, I'm going to punch you. I'll be helping the other two like get out of the little hole as well. So
Fuck you, still giant eagle form, so.
yeah, that's not going to help against lightning, I don't think.
Yeah, as you kind of peek your head out, you can also see that the lightning appears to be like impacting the top layer of this level, and the plants seem to be grounding the lightning.
Yeah.
You have a sense that if you step up onto the platform, you might be the target of a lightning attack.
Yeah. Oh, I've just realised something funny. Hey Gwen,
Yeah.
you're wearing metal armor, aren't you?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Gwent is also below fuck you at the minute as well.
That's why I was like, Gwent of the lot of us is the tallest and the one wearing
Oh
metal.
no.
So
You got absorb element.
Going to finish falling the rest of the way.
I don't have any useful spells.
Okay, and the ranger is able to recover a point to get to the bottom of level 3.
Make sure you have any spells.
The aliens are going to get halfway up.
Only spells fuck you we have bonus on timers.
yeah.
Alrighty, and that was Alvina's turn. The point, it is your turn.
So continuing with my heckling, it's not the point to be mean all the time. So the point has decided to form a parasocial relationship with the artillerist, and is just yelling down advice for how to position their guns, how to slightly improve them. Just no, angle it slightly to left, slightly to left. That's it, got it. That way you cover much wider range.
I just feel like it's one of the the footballer at home shouting at the TV
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, the advice might not be good, but the advice is definitely coming.
It's meant well.
Now the point does that, Fukyu, Alvina seems to have cleared a hole above them, and you can now see lightning kind of zipping through the small gaps you can see. What would you like to do?
So as Giant Eagle in this that little tunnel, he's essentially just wriggling his way up.
Pushing everyone forward.
Yeah, because I don't want to drop it just yet, because it might be able to fly through.
A bit up at least, yeah.
So yeah, Fucky would use as much movement as he's able to that he could try and wriggle up, and he would probably half down to.
Well, I'd say that the wriggle up might be your land speed, right?
Yeah.
Which is 10.
Yeah, in that case, fine.
It's just for this like one move, because I don't think you can really spread your wings in a tiny hole that Alvina's mined with a sword.
Yeah. I think it's.
Oh, and you are squeezing actually as well. I've just realized you're at like 2 foot move.
Yeah, less than. Actually, probably wouldn't even be able to move, would I? 'Cause I'll just
Yeah, he's like halves it and then halves it again. I think you're at 0.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, fuck you. Will drop eagle form. I think it's my action to drop it.
It should just be a free action if
I think
it's
yeah, because
polymorph.
Imagine it's just
dropping
a
it
You just have to drop concentration.
Yeah, dropping concentration I think is free.
Yeah.
There's at least that.
Yeah, so dropping concentration on that, and
It's something if it was a wild shape.
fuck you will then start climbing up. So 30 foot half down to 15, and he'll probably dash that as well.
I've had an idea. It's stupid and it requires polymorph again. Okay. So you know how electric eels work? That they can, weirdly enough, breathe air, so you wouldn't die, and basically can act as a conductor. We could hold you as an electric eel and use you as an earthing rod for the lightning and probably have an edge against it.
Maybe. I was just gonna try and fly as quick as I could through and try to get it.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any beasts immune or resistant to lightning.
I know, it'd be asking the GM, can we have an electric eel? Because this is how they actually work.
Oh god, I found
Have any of us
something.
seen an electric eel in our life?
Have you seen an electric eel?
I've found something interesting.
Where would you say electric eel?
Maybe an electric eel is one of those pillars that's just a figment of our imagination.
Where do you think
It's the
electric
dog
eels
of the
live?
sea.
In Alterra.
I found something interesting.
What's that?
Space eels.
Space.
they're,
What?
they're space eels. Dark vision.
Yeah, Fukyu, give me a nature check. It's gonna require a high nature check. Let's see if you've ever come across an electric eel.
Actually, yeah, what place in Alterra has really what place in Alterra actually has really like thick jungles like the Amazon?
Probably Lapis.
Okay, fair enough.
But who knows? Because Fukyu's never been there.
Yeah, that's probably where they'd be if there are any.
Yeah, Fucky isn't even out of the hole yet. Because he's
Yeah.
only climbing about 30 foot dashing.
Yeah, probably should consider that when moving Albina. Like, how far can Albina climb?
If I make athletics checks, she can go a significant. I think, with athletics, she can move 90 total if I pass both of them, because you can do the athletics to move at full movement speed if you get a good roll. So.
Okay, that's a little bit more realistic that she's able to climb 100 feet.
Yeah, he's like.
in like 2 rounds.
Yeah, wood elf is what. it's doable.
Oh yeah, you're a wood elf. Forget
Yeah.
you're a wood elf. Remember you're an elf. Forget what subrace you are.
Yeah.
Chaos elf.
Chaos elf is pretty much it, but technically wood elf. Just fire wood elf essentially.
Alright, sounds like Fukio is gonna spend some turn actually getting up, catching up Alvina, kind of just looking up, wondering how the fuck Alvina is moving so quickly up these vines while attacking them.
It's like childhood, he used to do this all the time.
I'm also imagining just like some straps of vines are also falling down beneath you and hitting Fukio and Gwent. Might be another reason to turn from a giant eagle, it's just you were constantly getting hit. Well, you do that. Gwent, what are you doing behind Fukio? Also getting impacted by like shreddings of vines.
Okay, I can double dash so I can climb 80 so I can get to the top. and
Would
just,
you like to take
put my head
Fukio
out.
with you?
Yeah, why not? Go on.
I feel like it's only fair after they gave you a lift.
Oh yeah. Like, go on, climb on.
Just as you're going up, it's like you're literally behind a lawnmower, as just constantly impacted by Alvina shreddings.
This is why I've got the centaur shame blanket around my face.
Yeah.
Ah,
it's not for the
smart,
po-
smart.
It's not for the poison, it's so that you don't get
No.
like KO'd by a like piece of mine.
Nobody wants eye splinters.
Yeah.
Right. So, because that's my action and everything used. Can I just take a look at the
Like,
cages? Are they movable?
that's a
Well, I mean, they're floating and rotating and orbiting around the space.
How
So
close do
presumably,
How close do they come to us?
the lower level probably come within like 5 feet.
Oh, really? Okay.
Ooh. Okay. I've
Yeah,
got a
they're
stupid
similar
idea
to like
for-
the meteorites and their ladders. They're clearly like ferrage cages as well.
I've got a real stupid idea for next turn, but that's next turn.
To note, they are kind of orbiting like around like a pole. They aren't like going up and down orbiting. They're only orbiting in their horizontals.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
I can work with
yeah, I wonder if they're actually like Faraday cages.
that. I was wondering that, yeah. I assume they are.
I'm going to assume they are.
Yeah.
How does the pole look? Does it look particularly, robust, or does it think you can?
To clarify, there
pull it
isn't
off?
actually a physical pole. They're orbiting as if orbiting around a pole.
Okay, so they can be moved easily then.
Yeah. They just I just wanted to note they aren't like floating up or down. They're only floating left and right orbit wise.
They're in a fixed orbit, it seems, around, say, like a pole of gravity, I would assume.
Yeah. Just to know, but they do seem to just be floating there based on like levitation magic and like kind of whatever momentum they were given. Lightning does occasionally strike them and seems to just like disperse around the cage. For some of you, particularly I think Fukyu, since they're more magic inclined, there does look to be Arcanite crystals on the cages, but I would require a perception check from Fukyu to determine what type.
Could I help because I could at least see the color and tell them? Could I give them like advantage? I could just
Yeah,
go,
I think
"It's
that's
that
fair.
colour,
Yeah.
it's that color.
Right, you can
So-
at least describe some details for them.
My plan is to grab a cage, everybody jumps inside, I summon Celestial, Celestial just tries to bomb fly across it.
They look to be purple Arcanite, so void Arcanite.
So I've got some purple, like void arcanite. That's what
No.
the ship uses.
Yeah, it teleports, right?
No, just not teleport. It's just like moves through like space and that. Yeah, I mean sometimes it can teleport. If you've got a lot of it, I think you can.
Okay. Think there's enough though? It doesn't look like a lot, does it?
No, it's just little stones.
Okay.
I think it's just enough to keep them like floating.
There's an idea. I didn't know how to use it. Never mind. I was like, oh, there's a cool plan. Wait a minute. I don't know how to do that.
I mean,
Keep
My
nicking the
idea-
stones from the other ones.
Nicking the stones from and using them to help float up, essentially. But it's like, I don't know how to make him do that.
I mean,
Do that naturally.
yeah, my idea was similar to Gwen's. Like, everyone get in the cage and try and move the cage.
It's not a
Yeah.
bad idea. If you two climb on my back, I might be able to jump up, get us a bit higher.
But the cages appear to be like 20 foot tall, maybe like 10-foot diameter. They're quite decent sized cages.
But they are floating, so hopefully it's not heavy. He hopes.
What metal do they look like they're made of? That's a good gauge on how heavy they'll be.
Whatever metal is really good for fire edge cages.
If you want a
like
straight
steel?
if you want a
Iron?
great conductor, silver.
I mean,
Yeah, they can
the
be silver
Faraday cage
cages.
is usually just like standard, like iron mesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just say they're steel.
What's the old-fashioned music in the background?
Alright, if that's Gwent's turn.
Yep.
The alien's already moved up half their speed. The cultist is gaining traction as he's now got a party leading him.
Yeah.
Let's see, the wizard needs to make another check to see if they can actually still cast. They did. No, it's lower than 15. The wizard is going to continue resting. The fighter can easily make that by default, I'm pretty sure, so that's fine. He's going to get 2 more up, but he's going to take the long way. The pirate gets the rest of the way with his ship and is actually going to battle the artillerist and is going to ram into the hole provided by Alvina.
Yeah.
Let's
Ramming speed!
see.
Ramming speed.
The knight is similarly going to get 2/3 of the way there, like the fighter. And the artillerist is going to start setting stuff up, but needs to make a negotiation with the pirate. Let's see how that negotiation goes. It's a little rocky, they don't seem to be getting along.
Yeah, fair enough.
The paladin is still struggling.
Poor paladin.
I
Shouldn't
did.
have wear full play. Zormir, it is your turn.
I feel like the pirate saying, I don't like cannons, they sunk me last ship.
All you hand over your cannons to me, and then we'll talk.
I believe the second time was when I asked for some help to then drain some energy away from Devil to try and empower them, to make them a bit stronger. But it had little effect to bringing them to be more tangible.
Yes, and this devil, a rare creature. How did you find them? Presumably they weren't just wandering about.
Point.
I
Oh,
think this is on you.
There was this cult that were kind of worshipping it.
I meant more the state of the devil. Were they
They weren't-
conscious? Were they alive? Were they just?
Well, they were alive, just in
cryo.
stasis, yeah. Kind of a
Stasis
stasis
pod
casket.
had jumped in after being apparently eaten by the Titan Guts Titan originally some point in the past.
They threw themselves into stasis after being devoured.
Devoured by a Titan, yeah.
And this stasis machine, what sort of technology was that? What was the origin of this technology?
We actually know that.
I
I
don't
think that's
know.
also an Indian.
It
no
was very
idea.
similar to the technology of the Arc Table, yes.
Okay.
To the point where you believe that the Arc Table may have come from whatever, like, destruction happened that all this stasis pod also came from.
Probably from the same ancient society that built the Arc Table. Well, but they seem to be
which we believe to be the Elysiums, from what we've been able to gather. They used a strange form of arcanite crystalline technology. Not truly arcane or artificery in the sense that you may know it, but a more technologically processed version.
I'd also say make sure that they are never released. They were quite adamant of enslaving all humans
And everything else.
and everything else.
I mean, very much in tune with them. They're not getting our attention.
Give them
Again, we come to this we come to this coincidence again that the second time you saw the witness was again in the presence of this Elysium technology.
Yeah.
Is that incorrect?
No.
Yeah, the third time is going to make you admit something, which is very funny.
Eh. But
So
I mean,
how about that third time?
the third time was when I was showing off my skills when I was challenged by the fire giants. And I'm a very proud artificer. I don't take well to being belittled on my skills. And I maybe got a bit overzealous and showed them how good I am an artificer in front of the fire giant
Forge Master.
Fortima. What
Forge
was
Master.
it?
Forge Master. I believe.
Forge Master.
So each time you saw this witness, you were faced with technology superior to your understanding.
No, this time it was me
Make-
making something of to show my skills and prowess.
Or weren't you already only doing that because you viewed the giant as having a more deeper understanding of a technique than you?
Not really. I think you were just like they said, "Oh yeah, you want to bet," and you went, "All right."
At that point, it was more they challenged my skills as an accomplished artificer. More.
Yeah, they
And-
thought themselves better than you. I don't think there was anything in your mind.
I admired their skills with metal, but the
I mean,
sheer
we're still vastly better smiths than you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Zormir would admit that though.
Right, but Zormir is aware that their technology is far past what he understands. Like,
But-
whether or not Zormir wants to admit it, he does recognize there's things they do that he can't do.
hmm and belittled my skills as a artificer is not a good idea. Don't like it when people challenge my skills.
So you'd say each of these were very stressful situations.
Oh, yes. I see you're pretty skilled therapist yourself. You're looking for all the root causes that could cause this manifestation that may or may not exist. As I say, I cannot prove yet for concrete that they, but I do believe that I didn't idly build this ad or conjure it from that, because I haven't quite understood all of the arc table to build or force it to build these things.
Did you know that the arc tables are not purely a byproduct of artificery?
What else are they a byproduct of?
Psionics. In fact, that is what we believe made the Elysium so
So
well,
you're
it's advantageous in becoming the only Noid civilization to ever exist, albeit for a relatively short time, galactically speaking. Is that they not only took the techniques of Arcane, but they combined the techniques of every faction. They were not discriminatory towards the technology they would incorporate into their advancements. Their technology is a combination of base primordial energies, of artificery knowledge, combining it with the workings of psionics, and even a hint of the divine. It is believed that they had connections with the Divine Rebellion, or the... I forget what name they are given. I think they're called the Renegades. A faction of gods that survived the culling of the schism before the tyrants rose to power.
Okay. So
We also have suspicions to believe that they may have been in contact by agents of the Arcanites themselves, wandering scholars who came to our world in order to investigate. There are hints and pieces, small articles written about them of wandering nomads made of construct crystal. We call these the Arcnoids.
We need to get Zormir to touch the dungeon door.
So there is elements of all. Certainly interesting.
Yes, and we believe that the Arc Table may attune to an artificer's mind by proximity. Normally, we've discovered that most people require what we refer to as a platinum tablet in order to activate the device, but those with innate connection to artificery seem to have a psionic ability, or a ability we believe stems from their psionic chemistry within their brain, to activate the device without such a tablet.
Maybe
So-
belief in the god of artificery.
So
Wow.
the question, Professor Zormir, you say you have one of these Arc Tables. Is that my understanding?
Yes, on the ship.
And do you use a platinum tablet to activate it?
I believe I do.
How do you activate it?
Anime moment.
Anime moment. Does he remember exactly how he does it, or does he just get wrapped up in his actual working with it?
When you first came across the table, it seemed to activate by your sheer presence when you approached it.
It seemed to activate as I got near.
And to be fair, the point also has the ability to just use it,
I've also used it before.
but that's because you are both artificers.
I believe
It requires at least activism level, assuming. So.
I believe Point has activated it just by being there too. Point,
Yeah.
stop eating that chicken.
Chicken? I thought this was just very, very meaty chocolate. Oh. Yeah, I normally just walk up to it, clean off whatever Zormir was doing on it, and
Delete the
It's
file and just carry on.
And how did you decipher the arcane language that is written in?
Seems like it's in some similar to what we use as base arcane, well, artificery knowledge. This is basic stuff that we study back in our world. I can't say it's all precisely exactly how it's written, but it's similar enough that we can read it.
And fill in the gaps.
Fascinating, fascinating. You know, there has been rumors, not anything verified, but from ancient manuscripts upon when we were first discovering this technology. One of our legendary artificers, that there are so few these days, it's a very difficult skill to teach for those who aren't cognitively aligned with the idea. That when the first artificer, or the first artificer ever discovered this technology, came upon it, that they were trapped underground in a cavern, an ancient ruin that they discovered some far distance from here. But upon approaching the table and opening it, they discovered a arcane item that allowed them to escape the ruined. The item was just waiting there conveniently for them.
Hmm.
Now, many scholars believe this could be sheer coincidence, but some of the more radical thinkers believe the Arc Table may have a ability to interpret the psionic subconscious demands of the artificer using it, and is able to create items upon the subconscious request of the artificer, but only in great times of stress and need.
Definitely given me something to think on. But I still don't know why an Arc Table would request me to destroy the Arcanites then. I mean, I get that if we took away the person who writes the rules and the baselines of magic in existence, then they could. It is open to everyone to use. And
Zormir, you mistake me. Can I call you Zormir?
yes,
I'm not saying the Arc Table has willed you to destroy these Arcanites, merely that they have provided you the items that you so desperately, subconsciously desired in the moment upon arriving in this new world with new Arcanites you had never discovered. Clearly, a man of your profession would so desire a way to identify and understand these items, a way to locate study material. And
Certainly.
that, as some consequence of the stress and psionic nature of the table, it has allowed your mind to subconsciously conjure your own deep desires.
I want to beat up all the Arcanites.
Apparently, you've got a long ingrained need to beat up the Arcanite.
I suppose it does sort of tap into be the best at artificery and master all forms of Arcanites and avert
Who am I to say upon the
resist-
secret ego of a man? No, you'll need to leave that one for someone more skilled in the study of analysis than myself. I simply want to highlight possibilities and context that I have with my own knowledge, and maybe shed some possibilities upon the situation you find yourself in.
Well, we could be possibly manifesting these egos, almost, to help us in times of stress. Certainly
It is
fascinating.
something that I must at least consider. After all, would you consider your party to be cognitively stable?
Oh,
Some of us.
I mean,
Name
Hands
one.
whatever Lou is up to right now.
Me!
I
You
mean,
are paralytically scared of everything. I don't think that's cognitively stable in itself.
oh,
I
Louis
would
just looking up, having
disagree.
eaten a bunch of the points food.
he's just
This is pretty good.
Zormir is laughing uncontrollably, like he's been cast hideous laughter on him, and he's just. I've never laughed so hard. Wow, thank you.
Zombie just had the experience of someone telling him they're quite certain that pig just flew.
Let me just see. DM looks at his notes. Have the leader of the rebellion gaslight the party. Check.
Done.
He's got his own bingo book.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean, everyone at this point should have a bingo card for every episode to see what happened.
I don't think I think I'm the only thing, along with some of the other parties' good-natured parts, helping keep this group somewhat sane and not becoming. I've had this term running around. Murder hobos?
Ha!
Pig comes to his mouth.
The point spews tea everywhere.
And the sense of just killing everything and anything in the way between them and loot or glory or I mean, Alvina
Dinner.
can.
Dinner.
Well, food apparently for Alvina. I'm sorry, but point if you don't finish this, Alvina will definitely help you clean this place up.
Oh, good. I didn't want to leave it to that poor sod who brought it up here.
Yeah, I think Alvina is going to.
Starving. It just eats everything.
I think once we're done, this event's done, Alvina will see this and probably ask for more.
Oh, nice. You got a small portion point. Nice.
But yeah, it is indeed a possibility that something may have manifesting between the worlds, but I can't entirely shake it off. It might be something. I mean, if there is something to it and I can prove it, then I would hope that you'd be amicable to actually seeing this as well, or experiencing.
I am open to the idea, but let us move on to the second of these apparitions. Who was the second, what do you call them, pillars that you saw? Or that your group encountered?
This is where the point could step up if they want.
No.
The point knows who the second one is, but I'm not sure if Zormir does.
Oh, yeah. I'll see if Zorma brings it up.
Now,
To
was
Zormir's
it
knowledge, I think it's Cat.
was it Cataclysm or was it
Well, there was... No.
who was it then?
Oh, I must be imagining things. Don't I?
What do you mean imagining things?
Oh,
We'll find out on the
bad
points turn.
Yep.
As we go back to the contest below.
Because you're gonna get a
Round
therapy
7.
session now. You're getting grilled.
Okay, Gwen, beneath you, you hear the ruckus of flesh slapping against rubbery hide. As you glance down from your shame blanket through a gap beneath it, you can see charging up towards you is a very bald, muscular man with a large curling mustache and eyes of sheer terrifying cheer.
Now here he is.
He is charging up towards you with a massive grin
him.
across his face. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Escanor has hair,
Yeah.
I believe.
Can I pull out a small bottle of foam that I've had for ages that makes things frictionless and just
Oh yeah, you did.
What's his
pour it around?
Man.
What is his name again from the show? I can't
Armstrong.
remember. Armstrong. Alright.
Armstrong.
I don't want to use this phrase, but I'm going to grease the tube.
Yeah.
Move it up.
Move it up.
You do so, and as Mr. Muscles is climbing valiantly up, he finally reaches the point that you've freedomed
Moved.
on.
Freedom.
It's freedom of movement, it's what it does.
Yeah, it does still sound like a euphemism.
Yeah.
And as he grabs, his hand just does not seem to be able to take a grip, as suddenly he goes from as he begins tumbling back down the hole and smashes into the pirate and artillerist.
You hear from above you. Above you just don't.
Oh! As they are going to go tumbling down. Alvina, it's your turn. What would you like to do? You hear a commotion beneath you, but who knows what that was about.
I just heard laughing beneath it as they did. Ah! It's like, well, that happened.
It was a slippery man. It's okay.
Okay. Grab on.
Oh god, yes.
Yes, he's actually asking the other two to grab on. So, because she's. Are you two going to grab on, basically? Unless she'll just drag you.
Yeah, why not? This is a no-death arena. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's be brave.
Alvin is gonna stand and take a running leap to try and catch one of the cages that's about 20 feet up.
20 feet up.
Because it's saying
Alright.
that's her normal standard jump. But I'm assuming because I'm carrying people, I'm going to have an athletics check, so I didn't want to go further.
Okay, so describe to me how you're doing this. Are you getting out of the hole first and
Yeah.
then like pulling people up?
Yeah.
As you get out of the hole and kind of like your body is over halfway out, you begin kind of like climbing over the edge. The air itself seems to be so full of lightning static that it starts nibbling at your skin. To a point where you can feel electrifying energy coursing through you just from the 5 foot of movement you made into this area. As you take 19 lightning damage
Ooh, nice.
just from entering the area. The entire area seems to be electrified to such an extent that just by like moving through it, you are taking damage.
Yep, it's fair enough. I was like, ooh, that's spicy! And her hair, I imagine, is like staticked out at the moment. It looks probably insane, because she's got very long hair.
Oh, holy crap, look at Alvina.
So yes, how would you like to continue, knowing that with just 5 foot of movement, you've taken 19 lightning damage?
Does it feel like it's going to be 90 light damage per 5 foot of movement?
Yes, it does feel like that. It feels
Okay.
almost like Spike Growth, but lightning edition.
Okay, then. I
It's
don't
almost like
want
you
to...
can't just fly through this level.
Yeah, I don't want to kill my party members. So... Give me a
Grab
moment,
the
guys.
cage. Grab the
Oh,
cage
no,
and
I've got
pull
an
it towards
idea.
us.
No, I've got an idea. Alvina is going to... sheathe her weapons as a free action, because you wielder, yay!
Yeah.
And she's going to start just ripping chunks out of the plant and wrapping them around herself.
I'm gonna consider this like an action,
Yeah.
like a round to do, but
Yep.
give me a strength check just to make sure you can do it. I have no doubt that you probably can.
Yeah.
Insulation.
Like obviously you can use your swords and stuff to cut bits off. Let's just see how like quickly you can do it.
Yeah, will it be strength or athletics?
Just give me strength.
Cool. Come on, good roll. 20.
It only takes you around. You easily like just you've been like plowing through these vines already. You just like cut a couple around the hole around you and just like start wrapping them around you. They're a little bit heavy, but with your strength check, you're able to like very quickly, because they are quite like heavy rubber vines, be able to quickly wrap yourself in them.
Yeah.
However,
basically the-
because these are quite like solid rubbery vines, it's almost like you're lifting like very large electrical cables.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure that you would need a decent strength check or strength score to be able to walk in this like suit of rubber.
Yeah.
But it takes your action to do that, and you have it. And it seems that while you are connected to like the ground, the lightning is kind of like zipping over the vines and into the ground itself.
Yeah, I'm assuming basically what she's doing is, the plants are not taking damage from it, so it must be lightning proof. Also, I'm basically going on the one of it's rubbery plant and plant's not a conductor, so lightning shouldn't be able to course through it, essentially.
Yep.
That's essentially what she's doing.
All right, but that's your turn
Yep.
to do so. As we get back to, let's see, Rocketeer is getting back off his feet and is setting up his rocket to try again. Ranger finally gets to do their specialty, which is to be able to wrap themselves in vine and actually transport through the vines.
Transport through plants, nice.
But he only gets halfway. He's going to take another round to get there. The aliens get another quarter because they're still taking their time to try and avoid the gas. So they're going to go up another quarter. And that brings us to the point.
Okay, I'm gonna do a roll to decide whether to progress the plot or respect Fade's privacy.
Yeah.
Fate doesn't get any privacy when it comes to plot relevant details.
The point also does not trust Darkseid.
Oh, interesting.
That's more fair.
Yeah. She's like, I don't want to tell you stuff which I...
Got told in.
Yeah.
Which one
That's
is
a
that?
valid reason for doing it.
Yeah.
Respecting fate's privacy isn't a relevant reason.
Yeah.
Or isn't a story good enough reason.
Yeah.
Well, when the professor,
Was the
um,
professor?
yeah,
Got blown up.
yeah, that. They mentioned when they were in the bit between being blown up and back together, seeing someone, but it was probably just, whatever God passes for an afterlife around here.
That also raises the question of how did they come back as what they did? If they were destroyed, like evaporated, I believe. Along
Disintegrated would be a
disintegrated.
close one.
How did they come back? And you're saying they had an encounter as well?
Goodbye, point.
That is an interesting question, one we ourselves would like to know. There are, of course, powerful undead, particularly in the Dead Zone, but not this far north, and while remnants aren't unheard of, from what we can discern, the Professor, as they go by now, Fate, still has their soul, which is rare for a remnant. And given that their crystal medallion, their soul shard would have been destroyed in the explosion, by all account, their soul should have passed on to our enemy's hands. It's a blessing that it didn't.
We're agreed on that one.
They did challenge me a lot as well, then. They seem to be very pro-rebellion.
As they should, they're one of our finest agents. And still
Insight
are, if
check.
we can... Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Is it not? 23?
Yeah, he does mean it. Like, Professor was reasonably good at their job.
He's
Still
just
are if we
doing-
can help them with their current condition. Or at
Well.
least hopefully will still be once we help them with their current edition.
I mean, is there really any? Well, there is, but maybe they can be just as good as they are.
Unfortunately, they seem to have forgotten many aspects of their training that has made them such a valuable resource, particularly in the
also-
areas of intrigue and sabotage.
I also would be worried about how many different entities they are tied to. One of which being the very thing that destroyed them, apparently.
Well, that may prove to be a boon if we're able to access the recurse of those fragmented memories. It may discern some insight into our enemies that weren't possible prior.
Hopefully. But it is very strange that they claim an entity as well. Or a pillar. Or whatever they want to be called.
True, but the Professor always did have a affinity with mortality. It is no secret that they had a fear of their own demise, and facing death head-on has resulted in more than one story of seeing unknown creatures.
Yeah.
It is also possible that the creature itself was simply a spectre, a ghost known to offer deals with mortals upon their deathbed in exchange for services rendered upon the material plane. In fact, it is one of the main way liches are created in our universe.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
The spectre acts as a soul receptacle but at a heavy price and cost, as you may be aware. After all, the Spectre must be fed, and what do monsters feed on if not souls?
Noted. I do believe we might have encountered someone of that nature with a blade crossed and
Yes, Warder
bone.
Charwood has recounted to me your encounter with Cross and Bone.
I
They are a
believe-
prime example, agents from the Spectre Corps down south. We have a tentative truce with them.
I do believe they're hunting some of the people like me. Part of history in nature, because they kept me, but I believe shooed everyone else of a party. Luckily,
Yes,
Point was still back on the ship at the time.
Yes, the Spectre Corps are a unpredictable element. They're not quite powerful enough to be a faction in their own right, but let's just say their threads have a way of permeating through plots yet unseen. They're not
Hmm.
quite as maybe ambitious as the Monstro Guild, but whatever the Spectre Corps is up to, I feel maybe just as dangerous as any known faction goal.
Don't quite understand the Monstro Guild either. I mean, they are the ones who, I believe, fashioned the worm. If you ask Mr. Grimm over there, he'll recant
What's there to
everything about the
know?
worm.
They are monstrosities who do not align with any of the three faction, but whose attempts to stand upon their own has resulted in past destruction when they angered the three. The fact that they have been able to rebuild so quickly after their near complete obliteration shows a tenacity and resilience, but also a care not to trifle in matters that have previously angered the big three. For now, they act as an intermediary. They are allowed to exist via the power vacuum that exists in the boundaries between the major empires. But I do feel that there is still a tentative mistrust between them and the other three.
I think that is a valid thought, considering the implementation of a army of worms.
Yes. Although that mistrust also allows for unusual bedfellows. They provide us with a back door to gaining technologies previously impossible other than via major risk. The fact that they are disdain for the big three means that they are more willing to betray and sell secrets and technologies that come their way can be used to our advantage. If we have the coin, at least they're consistent in that matter. Though I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. And some of them are quite large.
We have a kraken.
I understand that.
But they provide a useful distraction from our own plots. If the big three are too busy keeping an eye on the Monstro Guild, they're less likely to keep an eye or resources upon other factions, such as our own. I would not wish to see the Monstro Guild eliminated. Not until we've dealt a major blow to the big three, at least.
Noted. So I think one of our party members might not agree with that statement. To be perfectly honest.
Well, like I said, we can't make enemies of everyone in the multiverse. We have to pick some allies, even if they are still monsters.
That's why I'm trying to find this more disgruntled ones. The ones who don't quite agree with their own bosses, to say or the status quo.
That's like finding Noids who don't agree with eating.
Uh,
I wish you the best of luck with that regard. Don't forget
I believe
Zormir.
they're called constructs.
They're not noids.
To be fair, he
Uh,
might. Warforged are Noid race. They're called Noids.
They're called
Wolf.
Warforged.
Yeah, Warforged. I believe they're called Warforged. Where we come
There's
from.
also Placnoid, so there's like Ken Barbie doll Noid races. Which you discovered when you went to the mall to fight the T-Rex in the junkyard.
Yeah, different campaign, but yeah.
Yep.
That was a fun one. Grognard through one.
But you see my analogy. Never forget, a monster's priority and relationship with a Noid is primarily that of food and subsistence.
Well,
You
if
may be
only
able
they
to
could-
find some very rare monsters who don't require devouring us, or who may not see the same thrill or joy in it. But it is an uphill battle, and you must always keep that in mind.
If only they got stronger by devouring their own kin. Or
If
at
only.
least that enemy. Well, if you could do that rewriting the coding of how monsters. Sorry.
I'm about to be a test subject, aren't I?
Rewrite.
But,
No, it's
with
more.
that, the point was, is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
Apart from very quickly saying no to whatever Zorm is muttering
No.
about. No.
Don't even go there. Don't
Nope.
even think
Nope.
that.
Nope. Okay.
What?
We
Alvin-
digress. What about the third encounter then? If little is known about the second one, and if they are truly even are a apparition, let us turn to a more sure example. The third apparition,
Probably
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm, which
which we'll get to next round.
Yeah.
Fuck you, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Put on some of this stuff. I think it's lightning proof.
So yeah, fuck you would then. So he's still about. No, wait. Brent was carrying him up on it.
Yep.
You're probably like your head is probably like level with the hole.
Yeah.
I imagine.
And seeing Alvina wrap herself up in these vines, he's thinking there's probably something out there that's hurting her.
You also do see her hair standing completely on end.
And fuck you's probably been struck by lightning before.
Definitely.
Probably,
struck by
most
lightning
definitely.
before. In the campaign, you've been struck by lightning before.
Have I? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can't remember that. So yeah, he probably knows that there's probably some kind of lightning stuff out there.
Field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally zip-zapping hitting the cages around
Yeah.
you.
It's like the indirect, because Alvina hasn't been struck by lightning yet. There's still lightning on her.
Yeah.
So
He probably also heard her say "ow" as well.
it's like, oh, that's spicy. That's what she said.
So I'm just having a look through my spells just to see if there's anything that could.
Your
help
item,
that.
because you've got no
Yeah.
spells.
Command lightning.
Yeah, I wish.
Anti-lightning field.
Time to prepare those absorb lightnings and dash for it.
Yeah.
Although, given it's every 5 foot, you might not even want to dash for it. It's 100 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's why specifically Alvina's like banking on lightning proofing herself.
Yeah. See the vines.
Yes.
Could they be used as a whip?
Oh, I like that idea. I know what you're going for
They're
here.
pretty heavy vines. What's your strength score?
9.
No, not by
In
you.
that case, he'd probably say to Alvina,
Avina, instead of try jumping, use one of these to try, like, whip it and pull it towards you.
Oh, it's more the whole area is full of lightning.
Yeah?
We still have to move through it.
Not if you bring it towards
Oh!
you.
That's what you're thinking. I like that. But I need to be up here anyway, so I think wrapping myself in light is probably not a bad idea. Wrapping myself in vine is probably not a bad idea, but I'll do that, yeah.
and fuck you will give you a bardic inspo for that as well.
Thank you.
Alright, folk, yeah, it's a good plan, good idea. Is there anything else you'd like to do for your turn?
No, I don't think I've got anything else that I can do because that's my bonus. Spell wise, nothing useful. And yeah.
Oh, I've got an idea. Just the last little bit. Grab hold of the vine that's attaching to Alvina.
Actually, do I have that? I don't have that.
No, you lost yours, actually. Alvina has rope, but I like the vine idea more. But yeah, grab the thing of Alvina, because then you can, if Alvina grabs one and can kick off while we're all in it, then you can get a bit of extra movement, essentially. In theory.
I mean, I'm thinking if you can bring the cage down to us, we can try get into it, and then. I don't know.
Yeah, if you know your action, you can just hold your action to like climb into the cage.
Yeah, I'll do that. Because if
So you can technically go on Alvina's turn.
Yeah, because if Gwent can like summon something to try pull it through the area as well.
It may get destroyed real quick, but yes, maybe.
Otherwise,
Can you do it more than once?
yeah. Otherwise,
No.
And if
I
one
have
dies, we've got a second one.
yeah. Otherwise, I have another idea which might work. But we'll see.
Alvina's got another actual backup idea for that as well, so.
Fair enough.
You're doing that. Let's see if the wizard can fly again. Oh, the wizard made it. Wizard can start flying back up.
Hey!
Go, you wizard. Cultist is going to get their cult guys to start attacking the vines. They'll be able
Tip
to get,
roll
like-
rolls as if he poisons and makes it all pass out. That'd be very funny.
Alright, guys, let's see. Alright, so fuck you. Are you holding your action to get in?
I'll hold my action to get into the cage if Alvina's able to pull it close.
Alright. Gwent, what would you like to do?
I can hold my movement just to get into the cage after they open it, and then I can give Alvina guidance as an action.
Technically, you can't hold your action and use your action on the same turn.
Guidance is an action to use.
Yeah, you can't hold, because it's hold action moves.
You can either hold your action to get into the cage, so Alvina can kick off straight away, or you can either cast guidance and wait for a whole round to like move into the cage.
I think they just like hold.
Yeah, hold the action to get in the cage then.
I've got a bardic inspiration, so.
There did it up. The wizard did their stuff.
What I will do though is I will bang a cure wounds into Alvina though.
Oh, thank you.
That's an action as well.
Oh yeah, it's also an action.
Ah, well, fuck you, can't have it then.
I'm not too bad.
I mean, if you've got healing word, you can do that.
Yeah, you've got healing
Yeah.
word. Because your healing word's pretty
Yeah.
good as well, right?
Fair enough, there you are. Healing
Even
word.
more, fully healed. Thank you. Yeah, I was 15 down, so it take the edge off certainly. Thank you.
And then yeah, holding the action to hop in the cage.
Yeah.
Come on, let's hear some panic words from Gwent, which heals. Oh.
You better get this right.
I don't like how you're wrapped in tentacles. It feels wrong. Somehow dirty. I don't like it.
Alright, so Gwent pulls her action to get into the cage. We already did the aliens. The cultists have with his band of melee attackers has gotten to the vines and is now just having them hack through. The wizard finally managed to get enough under the heat stroke under control to start flying again.
Yeah.
The fighter and assassin have managed to get to the hole Alvina's left, unaware that halfway up is just nothing but slipperiness. The pirate has managed to land onto one of the floating things down at the bottom of level 2, along with the artillerist and muscleman, and have been able to like basically get themselves back up and be able to like thingy for next round. The knight has joined the cultist. We've already done that. The paladin has sought help from the rocketeer. Unfortunately, the rocketeer got a 6, and with the paladin's bad luck has rubbed off on the rocketeer, and they've just been like launched halfway into the sand. and
Oh,
the
oh.
rogue is going to do some fancy rogue shadow shifting shit, and is going to find the dark recesses of the vines. It's a little slower than the ranger can do, but he does get like a third way up there without having to like melee attack it. And the
Yep.
gnome is going to go another 20 foot up.
I am so nervous about what that gnome's gonna do. It turns out the gnome is completely ethereal while he's doing this, so he's just gonna go 20 feet up every single round, and nothing's gonna stop him.
We'll get to the rest after Zormir's turn. Zormir, we are back to you. We are talking about the third apparition.
Cat aspect.
Leave that cat. And unfortunately, the person who could tell you the most about that is currently
The people, because it's two.
the ones taking part.
They're both taking part.
Yeah,
Yes.
both of us are standing next to each other.
Monica, what the hell did fuck you call himself, Monica? And Alvina. Who was it who met them first, Point?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. It must have been fuck you.
It was fuck you. Because remember, it was fuck you brought up the fact that
You
yeah,
know-
she's really annoyed because she wanted to find you, but you don't sleep.
I don't think I've ever been around when one of our party members met Cat.
You were around, but
Yeah.
because
Yeah, so-
everyone
so-
was there when Albina.
Me
ate the
player wasn't present.
Were you not actually?
No,
No.
I've been around on an episode where you met Cat.
No.
You're secretly Cat, aren't you? We've never seen you. We've never seen
Cat in the
Ali
same
and Cat in the same place.
I mean, it was the Monica. Do you know the our goblin's actual name, or do I have to keep on calling them Monica? But because
It's only fair you keep on calling them moniker.
He does 100% now, but
Oh yeah.
I mean, fuck you was the
Good.
name that he told you guys. That might not actually be his actual name.
I assume that's his actual name.
What is a
I've
name
never-
if not something people call you?
I have never incited you well. You've actually when you initially told me that. I just believed you were just some cheeky little goblin who, yeah, your parents didn't like you that much.
They earned their names at the age of 3, and that's what their parents named you.
Strange naming scheme for goblins.
Yes. Do you know the details of how they saw this cat? I believe you referred to them as.
Uh,
Fell asleep in Ironcore.
No, got knocked out at the Imix explosion.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was a dream because he was thinking of being like a giant fire elemental rampaging through a village.
Did you tell us all this story?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned it when Alvina also said they saw them.
I'll recant the story as he tells, as the way he told it. So,
Do you make a habit of considering every strange entity that transpires into your dream to be some apparition of a greater deity?
Well,
me personally, not really, but
And
The-
this Monica.
mhm.
Would you consider them to be a showman, a one-upper in any sense? Do you believe that they would, knowing that you had presumably been some sort of special reciprocatory agent of a unknown deity, do you believe that they would transpire to, maybe not intentionally but subconsciously, come up with an entity of their own to give themselves some uniqueness in contrast?
what
or in
you-
comparison?
Unfortunately, 100% they would be very jealous of someone getting something more than them.
but
But that is
this
his
particular
goblin nature as well.
and this particular one was annoyed at him for not being Alvina.
And-
Yes, unfortunately, I don't think my credentials quite cover enough to diagnose that one. What inferiority complexes Goblin may share towards the elf, I cannot say.
I don't know. apparently it might not be on the hit list board or something.
You say this Monica considers themselves an agent of chaos.
Well, I think chaos the concept rather than
Hmm.
chaos.
Yeah, considers themselves is a bold term.
How would you describe the relationship with Alvina, who you also describe as a entity of chaos? Who tends to get the most limelight?
Malvina. I mean, he is a bard, but Alvina does barge into things quite dramatically.
Yes, well, I think we don't need a degree in psychology to understand that motivation, then, do we?
Fuck you is the least bardy bard.
Yeah, you're the most roguey bard of all time.
My advice, Zormir, would be to, I suppose, keep an eye on Alvina's chambers, whenever this Monica is in a bad mood.
No one's stupid enough to go into
Um,
Alvina's room.
Fuck
I'm
you,
afraid-
always in a bad mood.
Yeah, Fuku's always in a bad mood, and no one.
It's,
No
It
one.
seems there may be some unresolved jealousy there.
no,
The best
noted
mates.
that the
The
goblin
best
is never,
mate, yeah.
never not in a bad mood, and
Yes,
I would advise against ever going into Alvina's room.
And they get on better than.
But you
anyone.
mentioned there was a second person who saw this apparition.
Alvina.
Oh, I see. Convenient, that, isn't it?
She saw it when she ate a primal fire.
I believe after eating primal fire.
And was this after or before this Monica told Alvina that there was an entity, described the entity to Alvina, that they would see it if they entered a dreamlike state?
Definitely after.
Yeah, actually, you didn't mention it until like I said I'd seen her as well. It's like, oh yeah, she said she met you. Fuck you. It's like, oh yeah, I met them before. They said they wanted to see you.
Interesting. So when did you learn that Monica had encountered this cat? If they did not tell the party before Alvina saw them.
When Alvina brought it up, I think it was.
Yeah, you'd
I
probably
think
be on
Alvina
the
literally
way
said.
to Bastion.
Because I think Alvina literally said after they ate primal fire, oh yeah, they said they met you already, fuck you. I think was pretty much the bit, wasn't it? It was something
More or less,
like
yeah.
that.
So you don't actually know that Monica did encounter the apparition before Alvina.
Hmm.
Only
No,
that
only
Monica says they already encountered the being that Alvina claimed to have encountered.
I believe we didn't start discussing the pillars very heavily until most of us had met more of them ourselves, and then started to divulge
Piece things
no,
together.
these things together and tell each other a bit about each other's encounters.
And would you consider Alvina and Monica to have any other afflictions in common?
Yes.
Anything that may result in them feeding into each other's imagination?
Well,
Where do we start?
that would be a very long conversation, but yes, there is definitely one I could say. The penchant for the flame apparently it is propped up.
So would you consider then that it might be a possibility that the two of them are only reinforcing each other's beliefs?
They're not that
Possibly.
smart.
Possibly, but we're talking about a couple of half-wits here.
Oh, I don't mean intentionally, I mean subconsciously they are influencing each other.
If you put
How-
two half-wits together, they make a whole wit.
So somehow we're not connected to the psionics, but you're implying that we're connected to some psionic
Illusion.
illusionary
Delusion, not illusion.
illusion
Delusion.
as well. This is a weird and fascinating theory.
They're insane.
I'm just saying, do the two have any connection to the psionic primal dreamscape?
Well,
Alvina does.
prob-
Fuck you,
probably now.
Yeah, Alvina does, but fuck you hasn't gotten theirs yet.
I mean, they're intending to become.
Like you does have sod off.
Yeah, fucking has.
Oh, he does have sod off.
And that's how he met Morph as well, was by going like into the fugue dreamscape.
Yeah, into the weird dream.
Anyway, discounting that, let us move on then to the next apparition.
More.
Morph.
How did your party come across this entity?
We were all in a dreamscape.
Oh, you might have been, I wasn't there.
You were there eventually.
I mean, fuck you told you guys about Morph in the mirror.
And
Yeah.
I believe we encountered them when we got here. I think Monica was the first one to find them in a mirror. I mean, it was where they were trapped.
In the mirror cell whilst fighting what was it called? The Ainsmost?
The Ainsmost.
Whilst being assaulted by the Ainsmost.
Yes, I did hear about that one. Tricky creature, that.
I'm back.
Yes. Hopefully we can deal with that one.
But they
It's
encountered
very
this in
strange
a
being hidden.
dream.
Yes, that's very strange being hidden by your own attacks.
And dying.
And dying to it. I advise against it.
But before, because, we are coming towards the end of the round, and Core's 9, I think I'll actually wrap up around here. We can do level 4 next session.
Yeah, I'm just gonna type in the chat.
Level
Class
4.
2.
But, you first encountered the first apparition while exposed to both a great deal of stress and uncertainty, but also the psionic imprint of a you said you were making a void giant at the time. Was this for a particular purpose?
To combat the Oni King.
Ah, yes, in the form of giants who we know have some relation with the primordials and other entities. You then discovered, we'll discount the whatever specter that the professor may have encountered, for we're not entirely certain if they are a pillar, as you refer to them as. But you encountered the next two, Cat and Morph, during, again, psionic episodes. During dreams. Dreams, as we all know, are heavily connected to the psionic network, to the ethereal realm. So may I propose then, and what these apparitions seem to be indicating that you should fight the major factions, is something I'm not opposed to, that you should destroy the Arcanites, from the sounds of it. And what other entity did they instruct you to destroy?
Cat told Alvina to destroy the primal lords.
Destroy the Primal Lords.
As well as... yeah, I think that was the first one, yeah.
It was specifically the 5 great elementals.
And this morph, did they tell you to destroy anyone?
I don't think they spoke.
Yeah, they didn't
It
speak
didn't-
at all.
They didn't communicate much. They merely helped us. And,
They drew things.
And let's say then hypothetically, the point. Are you aware if the professor said if this death specter informed them to kill anyone?
I mean, it's death.
I don't remember.
I think it was called the Reaper, wasn't
It did. I'm
The
just trying to
Reaper.
remember if
For the player's sake, he
Yeah.
wanted to destroy the gods.
The gods. Okay. I mean, I was like, I cannot
Because
remember.
the gods control the soul cycle, which death doesn't adhere to.
Okay.
which, given the point is kind of into the gods, I don't think the point would have got told that.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, not that I'm aware of, no.
So we have apparitions wanting you to kill the major factions, all of which seem to relate to you in some sort of psionic episode. Now, would you have any reason to believe that your party may be the target of somebody of incredible psionic power?
Hello.
No,
Oh,
at the point say Drax.
Drax didn't go into Iron Core with us. That'd be real weird if it was that. I
He's on the
think
ship.
Lou is the more noteworthy one in that particular case, isn't it?
who?
Old tastes.
I mean, Lou hasn't pissed off any insanely powerful psionic entities recently. Not at all. Not even close to.
I can't help but notice that none of the entities have told you to kill the Senate. They seem to be
I'm seeing-
directing you towards specifically the enemies of the Senate.
I am seeing a pattern here, and I mean,
We haven't yet, to be honest, but it might be a coincidence. But it's a noteworthy coincidence. It is possible.
I mean,
So we have
I-
apparitions of a psionic background, convincing and manipulating and controlling your motives to attack the enemies of the Senate. Now, I'm sure that, this is a little bit of hyperbole. After all, I would assume that for some unknown reason, your party, and specifically your group, has adhered the ire of the Senate so much that they would concoct this elaborate plot in which to beguile and bewitch you to control your motives. Quite frankly, it's almost cultish.
All the buzzwords, all of them.
staring at Lou right
And
now,
Lou is like,
shrinking into himself.
There's just like a bead of sweat dripping down his forehead.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I gleaned anything from being connected
Yeah.
to a fake version of him. It was very weird. In the dreamscape, I had a split personality. One of my past, one of myself, and one somewhere in this haze of conjured version of that very entity you say. But I'm not sure if it was the one from here.
You just see the Darkseid kind of just like wave his hand through the air and take a couple more minstrels. But anyway, I'm just brainstorming. I'm just hypothesizing.
I just realized I've been
I
saying all my
just
emotions in the
got-
wrong chat.
I need to.
I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure you can definitely trust these apparitions, these
Okay,
psionic
I need-
apparitions you've been seeing.
I need to make some psionic protection here. I'm starting to worry.
After all, the idea that your party is being manipulated by some elder entity, I'm sure hasn't even crossed your mind. Yeah, I'm sure there's no possibility. Minstrel.
I
Or
did-
Cocoa Shell.
Coco Shell.
Okay. This
Lou-
is definitely.
Lou's fault.
Yes. Mr. Grimm, you need to do some explaining to us.
Actually, I've just thought of something, which might be it.
What?
The reason we might have not had one that tells us to go after the if they are actual entities, this is just my thought, and not delusions from control trying to fuck with us. It could be the fact that the one that actually wants the Senate be destroying is waiting for Lou to have a high stress situation that could happen in.
What do you mean he's not in a high stress situation? He's literally been
Well, hey, yeah.
in front of his.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a high stress situation. It doesn't want control to just look at it.
Hmm.
Because every high stress situation Lou's had so far has literally had control directly involved.
Well, I can't prove you wrong until I unless we come across something that does tell us to go beat and destroy the Senate. And I feel like now that we might end up having to have some. How do we block psionics?
The silver chain. Alvina's got about 20 miles off.
Silver chains. I'm going to have a word with Alvina to melt her chains down.
Or headbands of shielding. I could probably hook you up, but well, now that I've got you considering the mental gymnastics of all that I must consider daily, it's
Yes.
quite hard being a leader of the rebellion going against creatures who dabble in such deep convolution that I swear half the time I think I'm paranoid. And yet, each time I get proven correct, it's truly bewildering life I live.
I don't envy you.
Oh, no, one day I'll have a good vacation, but until then. But now I have you understanding and appreciating some measure of everything I must consider when dealing with the Senate, and at least the primordials are straightforward, they are what they say, they'll smash and destroy, but you can see them coming.
Yes.
No, truly it's the Senate that caused me the most trouble. The Divine are also similarly rigorous and difficult to corrupt, but at least they have a similar provocation.
Manipulation.
Yes, now that I have you considering all that, let's get to the meat of why I've brought you here today.
Very well.
I have a favor to ask of you.
Yeah, you got that.
And add it to the list.
Okay, of our own volition, but continue.
Yes, you would believe that. I need you to find my son.
What?
Well, what?
What?
Where did you last see him?
Just because of sheer
You
bewilderment.
You definitely don't incite him for that. 100%.
Have you seen this man? This man clearly PG stream.
PG.
Bewilderment of a son.
But with that, that's where we're going to end today's session.
Yeah, okay.
This has been Alterra. I've been your DM. This has been episode 66, One for All Part 2. Tune in next time when we'll find out, does the party get through the lightning field without dying? Will the ninja ever show back up? Will the party discover more gaslighting by the leader of the rebellion?
Probably.
Probably.
He doesn't even have a son.
Who knows? Who knows?
He's got a daughter.
Who knows? The beauty of writing plots for Elder Gods is that they don't need to make sense to us.
Yep.
They are beyond mortal comprehension. So that will be all.
Right, is an elder god.
Night.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Wait.